Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Astartes Anonymous podcast, where today we got a very fun and totally not random and unscripted topic for you all. It is, of course, the Christmas episode, and today with me I have the whole team. We have, and there is
he's choking.
He's joking. He's throwing. He's joking. He's joking. He's throwing.
All right, fuck you. You do the intro then. Fuck you. All right, go ahead.
Oh god, thank you, Moots. Yeah, so today we're doing our Christmas episode, our Christmas special, and by special I mean that kind of special, because there's nothing special about this. Today we are going to have a flap about what are we going to flap about? 40k, hopefully.
Anything
40K
and
podcast,
everything.
perhaps?
Yeah, I've heard we're supposed to be a 40k podcast.
Are we?
Whoa, I don't know.
I was here to talk about Fallout 76.
Whoa, hell yeah.
Can I eject you from this call?
I know nothing about Fallout.
No, so we wanted to take some time today to talk about a year in review, 40k, us, the channel, things going forward, not just for us, but things going forward for the setting and for Games Workshop and for all the other sort of interconnected hobby stuff, and to just really just make this episode more about us than any particular topic, because it's that time of year again. And you know, we just wanted to make it about you guys as well. Partly through this episode, we're going to stop talking and do something really stupid. So everyone in the Discord, you're seeing this about 9 days after we're recording it. So I'm terribly sorry for what we did 9 days ago.
Are you really though?
But yeah.
No,
not at all. Not for a second. Not for a second. Where do we even begin with an episode like this? Talking about whatever. There's so many places to go to. I suppose the biggest 40k development this year has got to have been, or the biggest impactful 40k Warhammer thing this year has got to have been Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
And man, what a wild ride that has been. It's
still
going.
Yeah.
Despite their best efforts to kill it. I don't know. It's
I have to say, out of everything that has released in the last nearly half a decade, Space Marine 2 is the first thing where I think every single 40k tuber, all the people in the community realized this is the kind of game at the right kind of time that is going to change the community. And I think we have all within the community have seen this. Whenever you go into any comment sections, you go into any Discord, it's just a bunch of new people that are all super excited to figure out the new setting. They're asking things like, what is a cherub? What is a servitor? Why are they blue and why are they green? Yeah. And it's been a really interesting time for all of us to really see the development of suddenly we are no longer that tiny little hobby that we all knew back when there were 1 million people. Now we are in the tens of millions of everybody suddenly being interested. Everybody's suddenly figuring out the lore, getting new questions, and also a absolute metric ton of new people when it comes to the physical side of the hobby. I've seen so many new people just coming in going, hey, I've got a new army after playing Space Marine 2. And that happens quick.
Yeah. Well, I think it's quite fun to sort of look at how much it's grown this year. The hobby and the setting of Games Workshop itself. In fact, I'd like to draw all of your attention to a wonderful thumbnail from another YouTuber to really highlight how big the setting has grown in this year. Have a look at this.
Oh,
you put that on the screen, please.
Oh, yeah.
How's that? Bigger than Greg's.
Wow.
Bigger than Greg's.
Holy shit.
Greg's. My home of sustenance. My delicious Greg's. Anyone who is watching from the United States and you don't know what Greg's is a breakfast / lunch sort of pastry place. They do pastries and sandwiches and cakes and coffee and such and such. Here's another picture of a Greg's, another tiny picture of a Greg's that will have to get upscaled and become very blurry on the screen. Terribly sorry.
Praise be.
Praise be. Yeah. Oh, there. And here's another picture of Aaron in his Greg's cosplay. Yes.
It is it's Greg himself. It's Mr. Greg. Holy shit.
This was Comic-Con a few years ago. Same year they did the collab collaboration with Primarch, which is where that stuff's from. But I just went around, and people loved this shit. I don't know why. I did it in Birmingham recently. All the Brummies fucking loved me. I walked past the spoons. I never had that much like admiration for me since like my year 11 school play. Like, holy shit! I got like a standing ovation as I walked by these fucking Brummies. It was great. But no, I just went around doing bodybuilding poses with people who wanted the picture. So I've got
that's amazing.
Well, I think the further north you go in the UK, the more hallowed Greg's becomes. Just generally speaking, it's such an icon here. You know, it's like, this is the thing. You can have like a proper bespoke coffee from anywhere that does, bespoke coffee. You can have a really lovely coffee that's got all the science in the world put into making it perfect, but it'll never compare to a coffee from Greg's. A coffee that tastes it's kind of bitter, it's kind of sweet, there's that sort of aftertaste that reminds you of dirt, and yet it's still somehow the best coffee known to man. Also, you know what I mean? Aaron, what is this? This is pictures of Aaron in a mosh pit wearing his fucking
that photo is so fucking legendary, honestly.
This is at a festival called Tech Fest. Rest in peace, fucking Tech Fest. But there's a band called Vex, to a sick, very cool fucking band. That's why I was in the front and center. But their professional photographer got such a good fucking shot of me. It takes so much focus off the lead singer, Margaret, on the right. And then they made a Twitter post about it, literally saying, "Spot the dude in the Greg's vest." I was like, yes! Yes!
There you go, Lucky. Put the fucking Twitter post.
It's on the left. It's on the left.
That's wonderful.
I love the color grading on this. It looks like it's a fucking dystopian film.
It looks
Can
like
we have
a classical
like a
painting, and I don't know how to describe it.
I love it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I feel like we need to get a classical painting of this.
This is how they depict a modern day Jesus.
Yeah, this could be the start of a new Where's Waldo, but it's just Where's Greg's Aaron.
No, I wear this shit to festivals and stuff all the time now. It's just funny to have. It's just a very powerful outfit, man.
You should have brought it when we watched fucking Spirit Box and Architects. That would have been so fucking funny.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't think about it.
Unfortunately, no one in Sweden would have fucking gotten understood that.
GR8
over their head.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god. I wore it.
What does he want?
I wore it in the first.
Are you Greg?
No, I am not Greg. No. I could never live up to that. No.
Dude, they'd think it was a fucking sports t-shirt.
What team is that? Oh, about that. No, I don't know if you guys remember back in the Nottingham trip when we were in that little penthouse bit. I wore it for gaming when we were doing Warhammer and Kill Team and stuff. On one of those nights, ages back. But no one really clocked it. So I was like, "Huh, okay. I guess they saw this coming."
Oh man, no, it's great.
But Greg's aside,
yeah,
I think Space Marine 2. Come back to it. I think Space Marine 2 has been like supremely polarizing this year. It's kind of crazy. I want to say something, but I really don't want to dwell on it as a topic because it's going to take us to a place we don't want to go. But I got to say it anyway. It's been a long time since I've seen a game get equally like called out by both the far left for being too far right and the far right for being too far left at the same time.
That's accurate, yeah.
The paradoxical like situation, and if you're about to jump into the comment section to lend your opinion on this,
please don't.
But it's I will say this about Space Marine 2 though, from my experience playing it, it's a very pretty game. It's got to be the best looking, if not it has to be the best looking 40k game I think we've ever had.
Yeah,
no contest.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's wonderful. I've been playing it on I've forgotten the resolution of what my monitor is. But I've been playing it in all its glory. Has been really wonderful. It's been a great visual experience. The voice acting's great. Yeah. Obviously, I miss Mark Strong. Mark Strong is just like, but obviously, I think it's kind of he's gotten to a place in his career where he can turn down video game roles now. He's been able to turn down video game roles for a while.
But you got representation, Tom. You have that character who's modeled after you.
Oh yes,
he's
yes,
Akaran. Yeah, we put a we get a picture
Akaran
of Tom and Akaran next to each other. It's
well, let's not do that. Let's not do that. All you have to do is imagine Akaran and somehow make him at least 85% uglier.
No,
and then you've about got me. I think. I'm sure my girlfriend would disagree, but maybe not the rest of us. But no, I think Akaran's a really interesting character. I think in the future DLCs and such, I think Akaran's going to fucking bite it.
Maybe.
I think Akaran's going to fucking die. We did actually no one mentioned Akaran in the
Who Dies Next now?
In the Who Dies Next episode we did with Mish. Yeah, we should have, because Akaran, I honestly think, now I'm thinking about it, Akaran's going to bite it. There's no way he lives.
That's a good point.
It would be a shame, because I genuinely like him. I think it would be fun to see him sort of continue being a character like that fights with and stands beside Titus. If our predictions are correct, they probably aren't. But like, if he were to become the new chapter master, that it would be fun to have him still around.
Yeah,
they could do both.
Yeah.
We could see a Dreadnought Akaran.
A giant Scottish dreadnought.
No, that's fucking powerful.
Just playing the Flower of Scotland full volume as it marches into battle.
Where's Magnus? Freedom!
Just a great big William Wallace speech. Wonderful. But Akaran is cool, and Titus is cool. I think one of the things I spoke to someone about a while ago, they weren't happy with how Titus was so different in Space Marine 2 than he was in Space Marine 1, because in Space Marine 1, Titus is a very, I'm going to say, he's almost a positive character. He is. He's very like, nope, this is the right way to do things. It'll be all right. Just, courage and honor, brothers. We've got this, easy peasy. Whereas Titus in Space Marine 2 is very like, he's reserved. He's quiet, But I think this is the thing as well. Like, if you haven't, actually, I'll mention Deathwatch now, because obviously the Deathwatch is very relevant to this. We're doing a Deathwatch series called on a channel called Twist of Fate, run by VAR. I'll put that in the description below. Go watch that if you like Critical Role. But no, one of the things about that is true of the Deathwatch is Space Marines typically don't enjoy being in the Deathwatch. The Deathwatch is away from everything they've been raised to believe and accept. It highlights the differences between chapter cultures. Very few Marines are able to go to the Deathwatch and be like, hey, I like it here, and to sort of compound that again is not only is he in the Deathwatch, but he's in the Deathwatch as a Black Shield because he's been accused of corruption. And so 100 years of that is more than enough to, I think, change a Space Marine's personality, like, completely.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I have the theory that it probably almost instantly started the moment he arrived there, where you go through the mind indoctrination of just watching your brothers die over and over for a year straight. That does something to a man.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough one as well, because I think before the Deathwatch got him, he has spent a number of years with that one Inquisitor. Before that Inquisitor died, and he was just taken by the Deathwatch. And I think the implication, I can't remember, I haven't read the excerpt in a while, but I think the implication was that he was tortured a lot when he was under that Inquisitor's thumb. So it's all these different things like really will have worked together to make a character who's far darker now, who's far more contemplative and a little bit less hasty, it kind of works, because that's the character development that he sort of needed, that it was always hinted at throughout Space Marine 1, that, you're a great warrior, Titus, and a great leader, but you're too reckless. And Titus in Space Marine 2 is not reckless.
No.
And that's great. I like that. I like that character development. I like that it's shown that, hey, this is what 100 years of suffering will do to a man, and it actually be a real change. And I think as well, they kind of needed to do that because they didn't have Mark Strong. Without Mark Strong and the different voice actor, it's like, okay, the voice actor's different, his voice is different, his personality's different. Yeah. It all comes together to create that character arc, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, a point to make his this character new sort of person he is, sort of the problem with it, I suppose, is that obviously the story isn't the greatest. It's obviously the weakest. It's one of the weakest parts of the game, I think, unfortunately. Like, when I think back at the game, I'm not gonna go and say, man, the story was so fucking fun. I remember every moment of it. And like, obviously there are some very good moments in it, but when I think back at it, it's not because Titus was part of it. It's because it was Marnius Calgar fucking rocking up to the fucking show. But
I think,
yeah.
Well, I think that absolutely suits a Warhammer game, a big Warhammer game, because Warhammer is essentially a fairly like tried and tested story template, and it's been pushed in the most extreme and ridiculous way for the single purpose of getting those ridiculously over the top battles.
Yeah,
it's not at its core peak fiction. I think there's some really good peak fiction in it. I had to be careful to differentiate those words there. I don't want to be too British. But I think something about Space Marine 2 is that while the story itself isn't necessarily strong, the writing, I think, is. I think the writing of the characters and the way that interactions are done, especially between the Mechanicus and the other Imperial bodies, is really, really accurate and interesting. And that in itself, if you're already a fan, is really compelling.
Definitely. Yeah.
Have we all watched the 40K? I should have asked you all this before the recording, but just so I know I don't spoil it for anyone, have we all, because I really want to talk about it, have we all watched the 40K?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Aaron's not.
All right.
Aaron, why have you...
no.
Aaron, just walk away for 10 minutes. We'll come back.
No.
Damn, I really wanted to talk about Secret Level, but I don't want to spoil it for
Well,
Aaron.
I mean, it's. I'd say it's fresh enough that we can talk about it in a non-spoilery way. So like,
I want to talk about it in a spoilery way.
All
right.
Better luck next time.
Damn it, Aaron, I asked you a week ago.
Oh my god, what's the fucking I don't use that fucking show service. Fuck you.
I like it.
Sail the high seas.
Space Marine did the thing with the axe, and he whoosh, and then he wow. And
What do you mean? I sent you a absolutely legally obtained version of it in a certain server. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah,
he purchased a DVD.
You do have a version of it.
Just send it over again. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I will send you the link to it in a bit.
Send him the perfectly legal.
He'll post it in DVD.
Yes.
I'll watch it while we
The
record.
DVD,
And
yes.
when I'm done, I'll get back to you and we can talk about it today.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That Royal Mail really upped their delivery time. Huh?
Yes, send him the VHS. But no, the animation in the Secret Space Marine Secret Level, or the Warhammer 40K Secret Level episode, was absolutely splendid. The fighting was absolutely splendid. There's just something I really want to talk about, but I can't because Aaron's stuck in the 50s, and it's just it was such a great little tidbit. It was so great. I got a text from my dad.
Okay.
The day after it went live.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And it was a short text. It was a very short text, but it was basically him asking me, where can I go to find more of this?
Just Warhammer good thumbs up emoji. Classic.
But no, it was great. It was really enjoyable. Hopefully more of that on the horizon. Absolutely. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did ask my dad to go watch the Astartes animation. He went off and watched that, and he loves that as well.
Well, I mean,
great.
it is connected because it's the same guy who worked on that.
Well, kind of. The dude who made the Astartes animation had a very brief. Let me go find it. Actually.
Oh no! What I mean is he wasn't responsible for it, but like he had a role in it,
yes, he was involved in it. Yes, yeah. I remember seeing it. Sayama Peterson. That's his name. Hopefully I'm not butchering the pronunciation for that. But I'm trying to find where he is in the credits. What he was credited for. Don't know. We'll come back to that another time. But yeah, he was involved. Now you can kind of feel that as well with the motion and the weight of the Space Marines, the weight of their punches, and their motion.
Yeah, definitely.
It is very reminiscent of the Astartes animation. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And Secret Level has been picked up for a season 2, so we will definitely see more.
Fucking
So,
sweet.
Whether it's more Space Marine or not, we'll see, I suppose. But it is very fun in like seeing because we've obviously all been waiting for this like update on this Prime collaboration with Games Workshop. And
Mr. Cavill.
Mr. Cavill, yes, please come onto the show. We've
Dude.
sent you many mails, but you have not responded.
When you said Prime collaboration, I immediately thought of the fucking drink.
No.
Like, she's been
imagine?
brainrotted. Oh no.
No, but so it's very nice.
I am under the age of 25.
Oh
I do
my.
have connections
But I'm better than
in my
that.
mortal past.
But it's very nice seeing like if this is the level of quality we can like expect, because I mean we can basically see this as a tech demo more or less.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting to see, because hey, I'm fucking
Sorry, I want to point out real quick. I wanted to mention it a moment ago. I completely forgot. According to IMDb, the individual episode ratings across Secret Level, the Warhammer 1 has the highest
I'm not surprised.
at 8.9
What's the lowest?
out of 10.
Amazon, make 8 episodes of Secret Level in one go, and my soul is yours.
So,
Make it
Well, Alex, you
8
already
episodes
have
of
it.
40k.
An entire season, all of 40k only, please.
which one is the lowest, Tom?
The lowest one.
Is it going to be Concord?
Concord, get one? Oh no!
No, it's not. It's not the Concord
It's
one.
not.
Pac-Man one? I heard a lot of people talk
It's
about the Pac-Man
it's
one.
the Spelunky one.
Spelunky.
The
Fucking fuck is that?
dude.
What?
Spelunky, man.
You just made that up. That's not
right?
real.
It's the
Man
cartoony roguelite.
Fucking Spelunky.
real.
But
It's not
there's a
real.
Concord. Why is there a fucking Concord one? That shit crashed and burned. Like the actual
Because
Concord.
they
Oh my God.
started. They started production of this series and all the animations in it long before Concord
Oh, I see.
went live.
crashed
And so
and
it's like
burned.
they were kind of committed to
like,
the bit.
like the
Hey,
actual
guys.
plane Concord.
You
That
never
shit
know.
died a death. My God.
I really hope
Listen.
that this series is going to give them just enough hope to bring it back, only for it to fail again.
People
Dude,
pull a
can you
fucking
imagine?
Morbius again, and they just try to convince them to like, yes, absolutely, release it again.
Could you imagine
Yes.
if this episode popped off? Could you fucking imagine if that episode popped off? People were just
That would be
spamming social
fucking-
media. Yes, we love Blorbo from this show.
Like the fucking like Gwibbly from Smiling Friends. Fucking.
Oh, yeah, the third smiling friend. Oh,
But no, it was Secret Level was great, or at least the 40k one was great. Yeah, absolutely more of that. Excited and glad that, because this is one of the things that we all knew about earlier this year, that the conception of the Warhammer 40k live action show involving Henry Cavill was really on the rocks for a lot of this year. Most of this year has been in regards to that, most of this year has been centered around Games Workshop and Amazon basically arguing back and forth over what is acceptable for the show.
mm-hmm.
And I will just like to repeat Henry Cavill's sentiments on this topic, and that's that one of the great things about Games Workshop is that they are so protective of their IP, so protective of remaining true to their IP, that it absolutely makes sense that they would have had such a large back and forth battle with Amazon over what isn't acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Actually,
That absolutely makes sense.
if I may, I've been reading some of the business literature on this, like the business, a little bit of business analysis recently. I have been actually reading a lot of the academia on the subject of 40k. I've suffered. Got that hand in earlier today, actually. Lovely. But what I've learned from that is, and it's said a few times in some of their like business like annual reports and things, is that GW aims to last forever. That is their stated goal.
Damn.
And they aim for quote unquote total global domination. and they have done since the 90s.
4.6 billion pounds, by the way.
This is their stated aim.
Domination. They really are
The
British
first
fucking
step.
Bond villains.
Is
Holy
the
shit.
Emperor of Mankind leading them? Is that their CEO? What is this?
The first step to immortality is removing Greg's from his throne.
A sacrifice must be made.
They'll buy Greg's. Greg's in every GW.
As Greg's is a single defender, I can't abide this message, man.
The champion of Greg's.
Do you know how much money a Greg's would make if you started putting them inside fucking gaming stores?
This is true.
Oh, do you know how much money like, this is the thing. I had sort of a long-term hope a while ago, career-wise, that at some point in my life I would love it if I had enough money to hopefully at net zero to fund owning my own gaming store, right? And I had this idea in my head that if I could do that, if I could have that, I would absolutely have, like, I'd have to get a license of some kind, because I'd absolutely want to have like a biscuits and coffee shop actually built into the gaming store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just, oh man, any kind of food establishment like attached to a gaming place is just going to absolutely kill it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
I mean, only if it's good.
Come on, Greg.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I know 40k players. It doesn't have to be good.
Obviously, I can function off 8 fucking Freddos. Yeah, at work, but it's not good.
Like,
it doesn't need to be that good.
if you can get little bakery in there, I'm here.
Like,
I'm here.
I've had to question my life decisions at my local game store when I got a White Monster, this like margarita bread thing, which was alright.
What?
Yeah, it was like half of a sub roll with a bunch of like cheese and tomato sauce on it. So it was like a margarita sub, what it was called. And then like 8 Freddos on the right. And I was like, this is not good.
Like pizza, not the drink.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's what was confused me as well. I was like, huh?
But I was there like, this is not a functional diet, man. Like,
That's the breakfast of champions right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was like dinner. It was like 7 at night.
Boy dinner. Boy
dinner, but I'm just a boy.
Oh god, I remember there was this once I played Magic the Gathering at the game store here in Sweden, and I rolled up at like 5 o'clock, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not hungry right now. I don't need any food. And then but I was like, but I'll buy myself a snack at least, and I bought myself just a fucking fucking protein shake, and I was like, well, you know, Magic games, they don't need to take that long. I won't be here for super long. So like I'll be out of here in like a reasonable hour, and like I can go home and eat dinner. Anyway, so 11 o'clock in the evening rolls around, and I haven't eaten anything. I only have a fucking protein shake.
No.
And I'm sitting there trying to play Magic the Gathering. It's like,
wait, what did you say?
Lord.
You cut out from my side, so I didn't hear the middle of that.
I said help. I needed help.
Oh, dude, that was the same when I came down for the Nottingham trip with you guys. that ride over was hell. I had a Tesco meal deal at the start of my
Megabus.
On the Megabus. It was, I think it was close to 11 hours long, honestly. Somewhere between 11 and 8 hours. The time stretched on. I didn't sleep for any of it. So I get into Nottingham about 6 a.m. I wait 30 minutes for the Starbucks to open. So I purchase a much too expensive toasty.
Oh yeah,
with a hot chocolate.
As you do.
Then I walk down the canalway to GW for when it opens, and I felt so out of place and so disheveled. I remember walking around, and I saw Andy before we met up with him, and I felt so bad because he was dressed up so nice, and generally he made me feel like I was some sort of creature lurking in a place of a higher class domain, and all I had to eat was a stroop waffle.
Oh hell!
Because I didn't want to spend too much more money, because I already spent like a tenner on a toasty and a hot chocolate at the Starbucks.
£10 for a fucking toasty. That's rough.
It is rough. The hot chocolate was £4. That's bullshit. I know how much they cost to make.
What the fuck?
Stuff is cheaper in the north. Something.
No, well, look. Everything's a bit cheaper in Scotland. In Scotland, I could have gone Little Bakery.
You got your own fucking micro economy over there? What's up?
A little bit.
The fuck?
But no, I think just come back to the topic a little bit.
Oh yeah, Warhammer.
One of the things, the Scottish economy.
The Scottish. It's called pound sterling for a
What's
reason.
our opinion on landlords, ladies and gents? Come on, fist up. Let's talk about it.
I think one of the things that that I'm sort of excited for, really excited for 2025, and I think everyone here is going to agree with me on this one. More than 40k, I'm really excited for like any and all new upcoming Horus Heresy models.
Oh yeah,
this is the thing. I've not actually played any Horus Heresy. I got a good idea of how it's played, but I think from just a model releases standpoint and models that I own, kits that I buy. I think this year I've bought more Horus Heresy stuff than I've bought 40k stuff. Just because the kits are so good. And I know we've had this conversation a couple of times now about the possibility of Horus Heresy new scaled Mark 7.
Please.
And anyone in the audience who's like so new to 40k that they're unfamiliar with what Mark 7 is, it's the classic Space Marine armor variant with the Darth Vader grill.
The Screamer helm, as I've heard a lot of the newbies calling it.
Yes, that one. So if we can get some new versions of that, new scale versions of that in Horus Heresy scale, sign me the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Please.
Games Workshop.
Honestly, like this year's releases for the Horus Heresy, with them bringing out the entirety of the Adeptus Mechanicus, like a lot of that stuff, and just all the new models coming out, like seeing like the Spartan and stuff come on plastic has been fucking frothing at the mouth. I've been playing since Horus Heresy, like that version of the game released, because it kind of stayed the most true to what I enjoy. And just seeing the game grow, and I actually coming in 2 days, I'm going to be playing together with one of my friends. Going to be playing some Horus Heresy for the first time in about a year. But Horus Heresy 2.0 itself is genuinely the most interesting and fun system I've ever seen for 40k, like in my experience.
Yeah.
It's clean, it's classic, but it's got a lot of flavor to it. You have to make your decisions.
Yeah.
If you rapid fire, you can't charge. You have to make decisions on what you want to do. And if you play your cards wrong, you can blunder your entire game. And I quite enjoy that. A lot of that essentially like micro risks of making a decision. Either I want to overwatch, I can brace, I can run away, or do I want to, like, if I move for example, if I move my Devastators, I can't shoot them, or I can only shoot on 6s. Is it worth it to move them, etc.? It's so fun.
Yeah, there's a lot more variable.
And true line of sight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got the Primarchs to fuck around with as well, and actually do stuff that's not awful.
Yeah, it's
like
really fun to be able to just, because Horus Heresy, everything is kind of destructive enough that, but also doesn't hit hard enough at the same time. It's kind of weird. It's a weird explanation. Everything can just, if you play your cards right, you can destroy a unit in one turn. However, if you don't play your cards right, your unit will get destroyed in one turn. And the Primarchs are kind of break that apart, because Primarchs can be killed. They're just a menace on the battlefield.
Yes.
But they're so fun to play with, because their rules really feel like actually pretty similar to how the lore goes and how they're supposed to fight.
Yeah.
I've been reading some of the rules for Magnus, and he can just spit out psychic powers like it's nobody's business. It's great.
I cast Fireball 5 times.
Magnus is fucking funny. You do not know horror until you've played against Horus Ascended. That guy, oh my god, it's impossible. It's fucked. He's the only character in the game who can split his attacks between 2 different weapons. So everything else you have to dedicate all your attacks to one weapon type, or whatever melee weapon you have. It's like, all attacks on my axe or my sword. But him is like, oh no, I'm going to do 3 attacks over here with my claw, which ends up being 9 attacks because it's 3 attacks per single, and then 2 attacks with fucking Worldbreaker at the Dreadnought over there, or Worldshaker, whatever the fuck it is. And he just clobbers you. He has an answer for everything, and he has weapon skill like 8 or 9 or something stupid. Which, for those who don't know, the higher your weapon skill is, the harder it is for you to hit. There's a table for it where you go ups and downs, so you almost always have to hit him on like a 5 at best. With other Primarchs, It's horrifying, awful.
It's also my favorite reasoning for people to try out Horus Heresy if you've played a little bit of Warhammer. There is a rule that Angron in the game has, like the base Angron, not demon version yet. And in Horus Heresy, you are able to challenge. When you get into combat for the first time with an enemy, you can challenge someone, meaning that your sergeant can point his finger at the other sergeant to say, "Face me, coward." If the guy agrees, you go outside of the combat and they go have their combat one-on-one. If you disagree, your model cannot fight, and the sergeant just gets to go absolutely crazy. However, Angron has a rule called Lord of the Rat Sounds, where he is able to issue as many challenges as he has attacks. On the charge, he has 10 attacks. I can go up to a unit, like an entire command squad with 5 different characters, and challenge every single one of them in the same round of combat and just go, "You, come here!" you! And you just get to do attacks over as many models as you like. It is so funny watching your opponent go like, "Haha, I'm gonna go I challenge every single one of your characters at the same time. Come for me."
So you can refuse the challenge, but that means that character can't fight in that combat, so the rest of the squad's pretty much dead.
Yeah,
so
essentially,
you have to do
it. You have to accept, meaning that the moment Angron touches any like character unit, like any death ball, it just instantly collapses.
And
he insta-kills anything that doesn't have Eternal Warrior, which, like in Horus Heresy, things don't have as many wounds as in current 40k. A Terminator will have 2 wounds. A Praetor will have 4 wounds on the maximum. But there is a thing called instant death, where if you double somebody's toughness in your strength, so let's say you have toughness 4, I have strength 8, I can insta-kill you. Meaning that no matter how many wounds you have, gone, stolen. So Angron can fold any single character in the game as he has strength 10 on the charge.
What makes this even more funny is in Horus Heresy, there's like a leadership overkill mechanic, where if you kill a character so bad it goes into negative damage, that gets taken out of that squad's like leadership or coherency. And if it reaches 0, they have to run away. And then the enemy squad that's against them can make a flanking assault or something check. It's basically they roll a dice, and if the person who's running away loses, then pretty much all the guys get stabbed in the back and instantly die. The whole squad's gone.
I've watched a Palatine squad get hit so hard by my Angron that they went to leadership 1 and just started cowering and running. It was this veteran unit, 500 points including Praetor, jumps into my Angron, leadership 1. He kills a Praetor over by like 7 wounds or 8 wounds.
Damn.
Obliterated.
That's glorious. Love that.
Also, scatter dice.
Yes. Almighty scatter dice.
Templates.
Scatter dice, my beloved.
Templates of scatter dice.
I deep strike my boys. I fuck it up really bad. I scout onto enemy unit. They're all gone. All my guys.
Then Terminators.
They materialize in the floor.
My 10-man Terminator squad of Praetor, all dead. Fuck.
Oh, bro, that was too aggro. What's your jets?
Shit's funny.
Yeah, if you haven't tried out Horus Heresy yet, either the first one or the second one, I can mainly recommend the second one if you kind of want to have something that feels a little bit like tense in a way, where you do still have a lot of reactions and things, but not as... it's more classical in a lot of ways. So if you enjoy playing 6th edition, 5th edition, and maybe recently you came back because of Space Marine 2, definitely give Horus Heresy like 2.0 a good look. It's really worth it to get into that.
Even I've been really itching actually to get into Horus Heresy 2.0. Specifically, like, I mean, I'd love to just get that big fucking box, because as far as I understand, that's like the most solid way to start to play.
You buy yourself that box, you buy a tank or 2 on top of that, maybe a Leviathan Dreadnought if your opponent always brings a Dreadnought as well, and then top it off with a Primarch, and you've got yourself a 3,000 point list.
Yeah.
Honestly, really affordable game. Weirdly enough,
for 40k, yeah.
But with that box, Moots, there's one small issue.
Oh yeah,
and that's: do you want 40 Mark 6 Marines?
Yes, the answer to that is only
yes.
Of course.
Yes, you do.
If you don't want 40 Mark 6 Marines, there's something wrong.
20 is a nice amount. 40, as I have 40, is a bit rough if you want some variation in the models.
I don't need variation. I need plastic crack, Aaron.
But sometimes you like a different strain. Like, come on, man.
Spin a different helmet.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I just buy some separate bits. That's fine, all fine and dandy. Like, I think what I would really want to do is, like, because I'm a special fucking little lad, is that I would like to build like something based off of my AU Heresy. Because
hell
just play
yeah.
them
I
as
just
black
don't know
shields.
what.
Just play them as black shields, so you can add your own like genetic rules to them. Essentially,
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You want to give Marines auto guns?
Yeah.
Want to give them
Yeah.
auto
you want to give them
You can see
elder
that.
weaponry. You want to give them like goofy.
Whoa.
You can give them lair blades if you want. By lair like blades.
But I've got all the stuff for Heresy. So if you want to learn, let me know.
Fuck yeah.
That'd
I'll
be sweet.
build loyalist world eaters and fucking rock. Hell yeah.
Moldy is a sick, yeah.
You
You got
can do
the
that.
character for him now as well. The big bastard.
Mhm.
What's he called?
Yeah.
You know his name, Tom. And
Endred Ha's a black shield, but yes, he's a world eater as well. Not really. He doesn't think he is.
AU, so I can put him in there as well.
Oh yes, you can do whatever you want. Yeah. The world's your oyster. Whatever you want.
The land
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
the
world is
Right,
my oyster.
I'm so happy I got to. I'm so glad I got to goon about my Horus Heresy. Yeah.
Oh god.
I'm so glad I got to goon.
But I mean, like, there's so many good models that have been released this year. Like,
Bro, have
I'm
you
just
seen the
looking back
new
at, like,
Warsmith? The
Oh,
new
yeah.
Iron Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh my
Turbo Hammer. Let's go.
Oh.
Turbo Hammer.
That is genuinely, that was the first time, like, I have been painting for a very long time. I've been in this hobby since before, like, when I got into this right as the Eldar versus Black Templar starter set went out the cases, essentially, and the new set came in, which is the Assault from a Crack one, or like Battle from a Crack, I think it's called. And this was like the first time in like about a year where I looked at a new model and I'm just like, oh, I need like 4 of these. Give me all of them. I need 4 of them right now.
Oh.
I want 4 of these on my desk by tomorrow morning.
Oh, give me 4 of these.
Oh, they're so cool. And now Horus Heresy has been like a really big enjoyment for mine. And I have definitely noticed a lot of the more veteran 40k players have gotten into Horus Heresy now. I've noticed a lot of almost nearly everyone you really like talk to when it comes in the community to in the Horus Heresy community specifically. Everybody there has been there for like 5-10 years, and they've just all been hobbyists that have been going for a very long time and just kind of want that classic twist to 40k. That's the current edition, although great in itself, is lacking in some regards. In my opinion.
I'm waiting for the so at the time of recording we haven't the Fixing 10th edition episode hasn't been released yet, so
that goes live after this one.
I think
I'm a time traveler.
Whoa. No, but I mean, like that, the fucking they recently released an actual Iron Hands model as well, which is really cool as well.
I'm sure Tom was happy that he got this one model per 10 years. I'm sure that he's happy the quota has been met.
The quota has been met. Dude, I'm also happy. I love those little guys. Hell yeah.
I never bring this up, but Iron Hands is kind of my main army. I rarely bring this up, but I have a whole like 3 or 4k of them in a box.
Never brought them ever to any of the meetups.
No, I brought some of them.
No, but you never brought a playable force, is what I mean.
No. But I'll be honest, they're not great. They're not great fun. Aaron, I think you'd hate my armies more if I brought my Iron Hands one, because I would just table you
bringing a jank
God.
army is a choice. It's not a necessity.
No, look. It's an Iron Hands army.
I've fought Iron Hands.
It is jank by
I
necessity.
fought Tom's Iron Hands back when he had his Sons of Medusa. I know it's lots of armor and lots of other shenanigans, but like you build things different. Okay, you.
I don't know. I don't build them different. I use them different.
However you want to phrase it, yeah. No, you're fucking awful to play against half the time. No, this is true.
but
to be fair, Aaron, it's not my fault you didn't learn how terrain works.
The terrain is one thing, and we're not getting into that. We did this the other day. That fucking Votann game is what pisses me off beyond belief, and I've got one of them right here as well. You basically brought a shotgun to a boxing match with 2 children and their special needs caretaker. Okay, that's what
Tom
you did.
only had like 2 units left over in his collection.
I don't give a fuck.
Right, like I just told him to drop the 2 things that weren't going to do much.
No, there's so much more. The 10th edition episode's full of it, so we're not going to get into this right now. But you're never,
we can get to
never
that
forgive me for that.
But rather than talking about that game, how about we talk about something else, something a little bit smaller, a little bit more silly? How about Necromunda?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I remember I got some of you guys to play a quick game during that trip. We had a quick little intro game. Boots. I remember you had the Chaos Spawn.
I love that. That was very funny.
And I'm so pissed that your random fucking ganger ran up to my leader and just beat him to death immediately. Immediately with a stick. With a fucking stick.
Oh jeez.
But this is what we love about Necromunda.
The stick had your boss's name written on it, and it needed to reconnect.
It really did.
It was super fun. I really enjoyed as a Magic the Gathering player, I really enjoyed the like sort of like build, like it really was like you can sit down and the individual customization to sit and just like tailor the team was really fun. And I really liked the system as well, because although like it felt like everyone was sort of on the same playing field, because the dice would screw everyone equally,
Yes. Yeah.
So that was really nice. I'm a big enjoyer of that. I would love to play more. Seems like a rather easy game to like get into.
Mostly, for the most part. When you start running a campaign, it can get a little bit bloated, but if you know what you're doing, it's really nice and easy to play.
Right. Okay. Another thing, like speaking of new models, sorry, I'm moving away from the Necromunda book poster and podcast references. I just fucking speak of new models. I just love the new Eldars. The fucking Eldars are so good.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Oh,
yeah.
Finally.
But
where's Karandras? Where's my boy Karandras?
I'm back.
I like the War Spider one. The War Spider one is very good.
Oh, the Warp Spider is so fucking good. Like, this is... I mean, for me, like, my main issue with a lot of, like, 40k has been where, like, it feels like a lot of the, like, creativity in the models has gone, like, to Age of Sigmar, and 40k really hasn't gotten the same treatment in the models. And, like, but then I look at this, and I'm like, yes. Yes! It's exactly what I want. And it's fucking lovely. I'd love to just add all of these beautiful bastards to my fucking kill team. Or maybe I have to start building a fucking Eldar army, I guess. But
what's really sad with the new Eldar stuff is they forgot, was it the Spider Boy, not Spider Boy, the Striking Scorpion Boy.
Karandras, yeah. They forgot my boy Karandras.
Well, to be fair, Karandras' model, his current model, if you have a look at this, still looks perfectly fine to me. Who are we to impose our beauty standards on something that's already perfect?
He looks like the Make-A-Wish kid that wanted to be a Phoenix Lord.
Now, you might not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like.
It is.
Look, I'm a sucker for the old metal models. I adore them. I genuinely think some of them are better than the new ones in a certain like nostalgic regard. But the Eldar never really did particularly well in this regard. Like, he's
what
so
do you
flat.
Mean? Look at this. Look at this face.
This looks like the pose he does after he's been run over by a fucking land raider. This is him imprinted into the mud in the ground.
his fucking Yamcha pose right here, dude. Yeah.
So fucking good. Oh. Well, speaking of like as well, like the Eldars, I suppose it's sort of connected to that. The what's to come. I mean, like Emperor's Children. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that's
Finally.
fucking nice? The renders we've
He's
seen
coming
look
back. He's coming back. Eidolon is coming back. Oh, I need to go.
It's
I'm
coming
sure
home.
it's
It's
coming.
coming
Boy, there
home.
will be a lot of coming. I bet
Get the fucking football chants out of here.
But like,
Listen.
damn, that's gonna be real fucking exciting.
I started my Emperor's Children army in 2016. My army's never had actual support. I have 30 Noise Marines using the old upgrade kit, and they look just okay.
Just okay. Ooh.
They look just okay because I've put the old bits on the new Chaos Marines. It looks fine. It looks fine. Do you guys remember that
Tumbleweeds.
fucked up Chaos Lord I had with the weird head
Yes.
that no one could ID, that I cannot ID? Actually, that's an excellent opportunity. Tom, do you mind if I pop this video up on the screen right now? This Chaos Lord I made.
Go for it.
Can someone... So I'll pop this up in a second because I need to run off and grab it. But can someone please let me know if you recognize this headpiece? I have a feeling it's some sort of Warhammer Fantasy, like, big kit bit. I've got no clue.
Oh, this is the one you didn't know. I thought this was the really obscure Celestia vehicle head man.
Well, that's what it might be. That is
Oh,
the guy.
there we go.
But I think it might be from the Chaos Vehicle upgrade kit from an older edition, but I don't know. I have next to no clue where it's from. I just got it in a haul of secondhand old bits.
Huh.
Right, go get the model.
I'll go grab it.
On
One
the
second.
screen.
How was business, Tom?
I wouldn't call it booming.
Is it not slapping like Alex's either?
Oh, mine did. Mine was slapping.
The old fire engine needs a bit more lubrication.
We should put the Should we give him context? No, we should probably give him context for that. No, probably not. I was gonna put the piss bag back in the reference images.
No.
Please. Please, God, no.
Honestly, that model does look absolutely bionicle. Like, now, the longer I'm looking at that hand, the more I'm like, yeah, you're a bionicle looking motherfucker.
He's just scrunched enough for it. It's like,
Yeah,
The right
he's
vibe.
square enough. He's right square enough for it.
Have you seen that guy making Bionicle's magic cards, Moots, or the art and stuff?
No, I have not.
I'll have to send you some.
Send it to me.
If I can find his
I needed Bionicles and the Magic the Gathering. Yes.
Yes.
Come on, Zarek.
It's uploading right now. It should come through in just a second.
Give it to me.
There we go. Yeah, there's a few photos. This fucking thing.
Well, that's a Scraggle Lord.
Yeah, it is the Scraggle Lord.
I recognize that head. I just don't recognize it from what. I've seen that head before.
It's clearly the Scraggle Lord.
Scraggle Lord, yeah, Lord of Blagenog. You know the fucking guy.
Yeah.
Who's that fucking guy that Mish was talking about? Tom, what was his name?
It was like Glimbo or something like that.
Glimbo.
The official Glimbo model, dude. Don't you remember?
Okay, oh my god, yeah, this is Glimbo, of course.
Glimbo.
The Scraggle Lord is a different character. This is
It's just fucking Limbo, man. I don't know where we got that from.
Legally distinct.
Oh, it was
Pongo,
Pongo.
is it? Fucking
That was the name of Mish's character. It was Pongo.
totally
shit.
real 40k character. Yes.
Wait, what do you mean? Pongor is my favorite 40k character. He's the greatest.
Of course.
I mean, like, he's way more better written than like Titus, at least.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
He actually has a character arc.
Yeah, man. Like his whole thing at his whole thing at
dropped
Istvan
out
5,
again.
man, was nuts. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah. People say it was Erebus who instigated the Horus Heresy, but it's actually
It was Pongo. It was Pongo all the fucking long, man.
Pongor.
I'm disassociating right now. What the hell's going on?
Pongo?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Do you not know Pongor?
Sure. Yeah. I'll say yes. I'll say yes. We can move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Right.
Search
So,
Pongor
mine said dropped out
40k.
again.
That's just that's what I just want to say. And please move on from this.
Right. Let's move on to our very silly idea for this episode, the silly thing I wanted to throw in, which was to do a server-wide Q&A.
Whoa.
So I'm now going to ping everyone in the official Astartes Anonymous Discord, and we are going to do a quick Q&A. And by quick, I don't know if it's actually going to be quick. And by Q&A, I don't know if it's actually going to be questions or if it's just going to be a little bit insane. I've made a whole new channel for it, mate.
Oh,
Where is it?
Oh boy.
Christmas.
Oh,
Oh, I see. Ouch! Christmas episode. Ouch!
I can't spell.
Should probably mention it'll be. Should probably mention.
Several
First
people are
question. Oh
typing.
no. Okay, we don't know. Should probably-
Okay. All right, slowing down now.
Somehow
Slow down.
tall
Okay,
compared
hold
to the
up.
other members.
Put it into slow mode. Put it into slow mode.
How do I do that?
Set it to slow.
Channel settings. Slow mode.
Oh my, Tom, you fucking.
What have we done?
Where's slow mode? I don't know where that is.
Multiple people are
Right,
right.
Several
we'll
people are
just
typing.
start from the. We'll start.
How do
from,
I activate slow mode?
Sweet Jesus.
Oh, I found it.
Do
I
it,
found
jiggle.
it. I found it. All right. we're
Third
gonna
place,
change it to
Gurk Master.
15 seconds.
The fucking way. Going master. Wait a minute.
Oh my god.
Go back in.
Hold on. It's an inside job.
Fucking Maxi. Fuck's
All
sake.
right. Hold up. Right. Any questions here that are worth going for straight
Okay,
away?
do
Because
it,
they're
jiggle.
piling through. Bakugan
Oh
episode
no.
1.
Holy shit.
Dude.
Bakugan. Let's fucking
Bakugan.
What was the
rumble
question?
Bakugan. Next
Oh
fucking
my
episode.
Bakugan.
Let's fucking
Oh, hell
go.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Forget Bakugan.
Um,
I still have my
Yes.
Beyblade Arena. If you guys
Fuck
want to meet
yes.
up and have a Beyblade match.
Yes. Now we're talking.
Fucking Beyblade. Oh my god, that was my childhood. Shit.
Beyblades Anonymous. Let's
I don't know
fucking
if you
go.
guys have seen them, but they've redone Beyblades recently. And it's so
Really?
terribly shit. There's no show to go with it. There's
Huh.
no characterization. It's just super generic, different colored metal Beyblades. And I look at that and I'm seething in Tesco. I am furious when I see that stuff. I'm like, it's not the fucking same.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
I mean, let's not pretend like original Beyblade was like the peak of fiction or toys or
No,
anything
no, no.
like that.
Sorry, are we really rallying around
Yes,
the Bakugan
Metal
question?
Metal Masters Metal Fusion was the peak of Beyblade.
Okay.
Oh god, I see these new Beyblades. Honestly, looking at this image is worse than the like my previous tab. The
Yeah,
piss
no,
bag.
damn right. Damn right.
Oh my god.
Zarek, the Rat Colony asked, what's your favorite piece of obscure lore?
Oh,
The Rat Colony.
Do you make me choose?
Singular, yes.
It's really dumb and it's really mundane.
Is it the anti-plant?
But I really like. It's anti-plant. I really like anti-plant. It's a kind of ammunition for missiles and grenade launches that is specifically repellent to plant life.
What?
Yeah. It's from first edition 40k. Anti-plant is a kind of like missile or grenade type.
It's
that
just
you could get.
pesticide. It's just pesticide.
No,
That's
it's not
fucking
pesticide because
funny.
it doesn't kill pests. It only kills plants. Nothing else. So presumably it's like some sort of like biological weapon that targets plant cells and nothing else.
Yeah, like if you've seen Little Shop of Horrors, that would have sorted that shit out ASAP. Lickety split.
Now, if I'm correct in my thinking, I'm pretty sure that anti-plant gets a mention in the Ian Watson Inquisitor book.
Oh hell
Because
yeah!
there's this hive world that is fighting back an encroaching jungle.
What?
Yeah, I think I've heard some mention that they used fire, but I'm also pretty sure that because it was written in first edition, or well, like shortly after first edition, in the early second, they would have used anti-plants to keep the jungle back, because it's one giant living jungle that keeps encroaching on the city.
Oh,
That's fucking funny.
So guys, anti-plant, please, if you use anti-plant in your homebrew, I will read it. Like, no, don't. This is a shout out to anyone in the Discord. If you post your lore and there is a reference to anti-plant in your document somewhere, at me, let me know there's anti-plant, I will read it, I promise.
So now
I
everyone's going
promise.
to do that just to get you to read the whole homebrew.
Oh yeah.
I don't care. I want more anti-plant. I want GW to bring back anti-plant.
We've got a real fucking political one here. Manny Lowell asks, "What's
Hold up.
each of your favorite starter Pokemon from any game, any generation?"
Are we just jumping down to the bottom?
Cyndaquil.
here?
Cyndaquil.
I'm looking from the top and then going to the bottom. I think that's way easier to keep track.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
got
probably a much
Bulbasaur on my
smart way
one.
of doing
Tom,
it.
you're a Mudkip guy, aren't you?
All right, it's
Yeah,
it's
okay, I thought,
Mudkip. It's Mudkip.
Fair.
It's fucking Tantamon.
Tentamon, okay.
Excellent.
I'm going to be boring and just say Charmander.
Okay, right. Let's. Right, we're gonna. I love Charmander. Right, we're gonna go top to bottom. We're gonna try and pick out the good ones, all the quick ones. So Borks asks, when did you get into 40k? What was the big moment? So I got into 40k initially when I was 9 or 10. Didn't like it very much. Took a hiatus until the Astartes animation came out, and then saw the Astartes animation and came back in full force.
Oh yeah.
What was the question?
You guys, when did you all get into 40k?
2019 or so. Back with some buddies of mine from like secondary school that I met with again years on. I picked up a big Tyranid Apocalypse box back when Apocalypse was new and that was a thing that was supported. It was good vibes.
Oh, you mean 8th edition Apocalypse?
Yes, 8th edition Apocalypse.
I see.
And that shit was fun. I got all the big boys for reasonable prices. Yes.
Nice.
For me, it was a bit of a mix of different things. I think it basically started when I was 11 years old, and I had a friend who played fantasy. So actually, that was the way. So basically, the way I got into 40k was at first through fantasy. I had bought I convinced my mom to buy me a box of Tomb Kings, my beloved. I still have the army. I still have the entire army sat in my in my little thing right here next to me. Actually, they're lovely. They wonderfully painted. Honestly, best work I've ever done. But yeah, no. And through that, I got basically a surface level understanding of 40k as I went into that one game store in Stockholm, and the guy in the shop was like, "Hey, you want to paint a Space Marine?" I was like, "Sure, absolutely." And after that, it took maybe 3 or 4 years where I then was at one of my very good friend's place, my brother from another mother. He had Dawn of War 2 on his PC, and I was like, shit, I recognize that guy on the cover. That's that's a Space Marine dude. That's a Marine of space. Hell yeah! And and I just played it, and I was like, fuck, this rocks. And then from that moment on, I was just hooked to 40k.
Oh yeah.
What about you two?
Shall I go? Yeah, I can go. Yeah, so 11 years ago, when I was but a wee child, there was an event going on at my secondary school. We have this thing in Scotland. I don't know if it's all of Scotland, but we certainly have it at my school. It was called Goose Week. And so it's basically, while all the older kids are doing their exams and stuff, the kids who aren't that old are either going to do a fun activity or they're going to go for work experience. And for this activity, there was one simply titled War Games. Not too much detail. It involved Warhammer, but I was part of the War Games club that involved playing Pathfinder. So I thought, hey, this sounds cool. My friend, also named Tom, I said, oh yeah, that's cool. You should try it. My brother plays it. So I got into it. I picked up a box of Dark Eldar because they were green, and green was my favorite color.
Yes.
And they were evil, and I liked that. And I started to read my codex, and I read the lore book from the 7th edition rulebook. And oh my god, I have been an addict to this hobby ever since. I was getting in just barely as 6th was going into 7th, I think. So I went through a lot of big 40k changes, and it was really cool to see everything in real time. it's genuinely hard to think of a point in my life where I wasn't a fan of 40k. This is why I'm obsessive and have the library.
Yeah.
You have the Black Library.
I got in at the age of 7. My mom bought me the Battle for Skull Boss Warhammer Fantasy starter set. I just slapped. And then one day I went onto something called the internet and something called YouTube. And Mini Wargaming Dave told me that I had to like Chaos and Khorne, and here we are. That's kind of how that went.
Hell yeah.
He told me to get the Sultan Black Reach, and I did.
Nice.
Here we are.
Excellent. Right, next one. Tebs asks, Tom, how tall you compare to your other members? Taller than Moots, and that's about it. Let's see.
It's
Tammy
not hard.
asks,
I'm
do you all...
pretty short.
You set the standard nice and low. Thank you very much. Timely asks, do you all like Helldivers? I've not played it. It looks cool. I hear they've got huge 40k inspiration. So yeah, I'm sure I would like it if I could be asked to play it.
I enjoy it. I think it lacks certain replayability, but whenever I find people who want to play, I'm fucking down to clown.
I think it's a little overhyped, for my opinion, but I'm sure it's a fun game. I'm just probably not going to play it.
Yeah, it's really silly. I quite like it. I played it a lot during launch, and then my friend group kind of went off to a completely different game.
I never really played it. I like Vermintide 2 more.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. The Crazy Wartsmith asks, what's people wanting for Christmas? So one thing I want for Christmas is... what one thing do I want for Christmas? A cheese grater. I've been needing to buy a cheese grater for months now since we moved into the new place, and I've just not bought a cheese grater. So I go to get some cheese for my pizza or for some other meal, and it's like, nope, there's no cheese grater. So a cheese grater.
Don't say the thing. No. Be better. No, I've asked for some nice gym shoes, some like Reebok Nano 2s, or I think they're called. They're good for like lifting, stability, platform, stuff like that. But they're like £100, so it's helpful.
I need
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I need a new HDMI cable. My HDMI cable is dying, and my screen keeps flicking off, and I'm realizing that's what I need.
Tom's cats have been in your house, I see. Yeah.
No.
I genuinely do not know what I want. I'm at that stage in my... I don't need material things. I have ascended. Maybe money so I can get my fucking apartment.
Tell him the truth, man. Tell him you want your hair back, but you're never going to get it, right?
Well, it's funny. I need a Christmas miracle for that to happen. So
Will you wear wigs?
When will you wear wigs?
I'm on the same level, honestly. I've got so many unassembled Warhammer models at this point. No thanks to Tom, this is a wonderful idiot. But I genuinely, I don't want for much at the minute. I'm just very happy.
There's a very funny question here by Kitty Cat. Have
you jumped to the bottom again, sir?
And it's will people get to see us play Total Warhammer? And that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. To be fair, actually,
I wouldn't mind. I'm like sucky poo poo at Total War Games, but maybe that would be part of the charm of seeing me fail miserably. My one tactic when playing the first game was just orcs on the fucking boar riders and just trying to just sneak them behind enemy lines and just charge ramming them. That was about the extent of my game plan.
I have about 400 hours in Total Warhammer 3 right now. Fucking come at me.
Oh, no.
Come at me.
Oh, God.
All right, moving on to the next question. Bird Screams ask, favorite character in your homebrews? Very quickly, we'll try and do this very quickly. I'm torn between two, but it has to be a guy named Salah, who is the current character I'm role-playing in our Deathwatch campaign, which I will now plug again, totally shamelessly. It's run by a good friend of ours called Vivaris on her channel on YouTube called Twist of Fate. It's Critical Role-esque, except the Deathwatch. I love the guy. He's a sword-wielding idiot with a guardian complex.
I can't go ahead and just say August. That would be cheating because it is cheating, Tom. But
Yes, you can.
no,
it's not.
I would answer Nantelm, who, if I am capable of writing, I think people may eventually see something about, and I think we'll find that character very interesting. I'll say nothing more.
Excellent.
I have to say Dima Makarov, chapter librarian, because he's the only character I have named and fleshed out.
Genius.
My hands
Absolute
are tied,
genius.
man.
What about you
right?
two?
Fuck off.
For me, it would be the chapter master of my Iron Gorgers, the Morlek Lux. He's big, he's mean, he's got an axe with the fucking size of a fucking Terminator upper body. It's that's it. I love that guy.
Cool. What about you,
I
Alex?
haven't homebrewed in about a year, so I'm just going to say Salah.
Thank you, Alex. Excellent. Right, next question. Big Tallahassee asks, Dark Angels or White Scars?
White Scars.
Dark Angels, and I won't have it any other way.
See, someone's getting kicked out the team.
No.
I think I'm gonna say Dark Angels as well.
That makes two.
I mean, I think
Well, Derek, give us a tiebreaker.
Dark Angels. Like, Son of the Forest was a good
Yo.
book.
Awful.
Name one good White Scars book.
Name one good Dark Angel other than the Lion
You
himself.
can't say that as
Zarek. Name a White Scar book. Period.
Hold on. Hold on.
the timing on that was
I
awful,
can't-
as I
I
have
can't-
literally spent the entire day painting Dark Angels.
You have our heresy force, don't you?
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
White Scars. The Pilgrim. There we go. There's a White Scars story that exists.
All right,
I don't
excellent.
believe you. That's not real.
Right, next question. Phoenix Phoebe asks, do you like the Tau?
Yeah.
They're all right. I don't hate the Tau. I think the Tau hate is a bit meh, but there's nothing I love about
Right.
the Tau, except for how great... They make great cannon fodder.
I love the women.
The women.
Okay, moving on. So,
Bloobs.
here's one for you, Moot. The Great Rasputin asks, which 40k character would you most eager to kiss?
Oh.
You are, because it's you and because you just said that, you're now restricted to Tau characters.
Oh, fuck. Fucking Commander Farsight. Damn. Give me them forever young. I don't know. It's
Terrible.
I don't think I have one. I don't think there's. I don't know. I mean, at least I don't know. Maybe
I want to kiss Sultanek.
I don't even have a cop out answer. Honestly, I don't know. No idea.
my unironic
Sultanek.
answer is Abaddon the Spoiler, though. I want to give Abaddon a big old kiss.
He needs it. Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's fair.
Probably knowing that the new model is going to be fire. Probably Eidolon.
Mhm.
It's like a love-hate relationship at that point.
How about you, Aaron? What's your go-to?
Mm.
The swarm.
Mm.
The Swarm
The Swarm Lord.
that one Tyrannid with the sexy
No.
leg.
I want to kiss old Wally on the forehead. Tell him he's a good fella.
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't have to. Yeah, it didn't say a romantic
Yeah.
kiss. It could have been a nice little
Pat him on
platonic
the
head
head.
kiss. Yeah, very nice.
Thank him for his hard
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, Tony's a good boy. Yep. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Right. Asian Plague Doctor asks, out of all of you, who would win in a fist fight? Not Aaron. Moving on. Nido Lord 369 asks, how many spirals are on your candy canes? I have no idea.
Fuck? How many spir-
Jokes on you, I can't count.
1, 2.
No.
Three.
You can send him. You can send him a DM after.
Minimum of 4.
Arakan, the local Farsight enjoyer, asks, "What is your dream for the channel?" Now that's a good one. So one of the things that you do when you do YouTube, I find, is that unless you are very, very, very either extremely talented to the 1/1000th degree or extremely lucky to the same degree, YouTube channels typically have half-lives. I think one of the things I'd like to do with the channel is get to a place where my work-life, actually I can't even say this, get to a place where my work-life balance is actually comfortable with the channel, because when I'm there, then we can start focusing on other projects, not just other projects, but projects that are more passionate, that more like passion based than they are living as a YouTube algorithm slave based, if you know what I mean. Anyone who's ever made money on YouTube understands that there is kind of a level of whip being behind you when you're making content. I think I'd like to. In fact, I'm going to answer two questions in one, because somebody asked a question later which got a shit ton of reactions. It's when's the next homebrew review, and I think I would like it to be in like as soon as possible, early next year, ideally. The thing is, it's a really difficult question, because the homebrew review we did, whilst it was received really well, whilst by our community, which was great, and we loved that, and we loved to do it, we loved to make it. It was a huge amount of work, an absolutely colossal amount of work and time investment, for absolutely no return. Well, not absolutely no, but like, not really anything that was worth the time invested. And so to answer both these questions at once, I'd like to get to a place where we can work on our passion projects, the stuff that we have passion to do, without needing to worry about our sort of work-life balance and sort of getting stuff like that done. So I hope that answers both of those questions a little bit more adequately.
Being able to just say, now we actually have the stability to do these fun things is one very good option, I'd say, for me as well. But genuinely, for like goals for the YouTube, being just having fun, more or less. I mean, obviously, it's a dream of mine to be able to do this, but to just have as much fun as possible is always the end goal. So
I think that's it. It's just I think it's just trying to get to a place where we can look at the channel as the first big stepping stone in a series of stepping stones that will kind of get relegated to a place of just passion, where other projects and other work we do elsewhere can really sort of fund us, whilst we can turn AA into what we always wanted it to be, which was a passion project. So it's hard to put a time frame on things, but it would also be irresponsible of me to say, here's a date and here's what we're going to stick to, because that would be unfair, because we'd probably have to change it. You know what I mean? So I hope that answers both of those two questions. You never know, it may come sooner, because we've actually been doing all right since Space Marine 2 and since Secret Level. So there's always the opportunity for things to start moving faster, which is great. There's more people who are sort of looking at onboarding into the channel to help with certain processes and stuff. So New Year's coming. Anything's fucking possible, I'd say. You know?
We've got a good one
next
by
question.
Steph. Yes.
Are you jumping ahead again?
We're not going to get through all of the questions.
We will.
Would you rather fight
Oh, you might not.
10 goose-sized Space Marines or 1 Space Marine-sized goose?
Goose.
I'll take the goose.
The big goose, yeah.
I think the fucking even small Space Marines are fucking terrifying. We're gonna have to go with the goose as well.
No, we'll take the goose. Yeah, absolutely, we'll take the goose.
They've got guns, right? Yeah.
God.
Okay. Next question. Let's see. Oh, that's not a question, my friend. You've written like 4 paragraphs. I'm terribly sorry. We're going to skip that one.
Pick one.
Some guy says, am I Alfarius? Probably not.
Yes.
Dreadnoughts or Terminators? Oh,
Dreadnoughts.
Oh, which do I prefer?
Dreadnoughts.
Dreadnoughts. Yeah, Dreadnoughts. Yeah.
Love those chunky boys. Leviathans for the win.
What is your favorite non-Astartes 40k book or short story? It would have to be between either the Twice Dead King series or the Infinite and the Divine.
For me, I don't know if it counts really as a short story, but it's the fucking is it in this one? It's like a short little blurb. Oh yeah, there it is. It's the one about Snickle who slids under the tank to
the paragraph of the grot.
Of page 9. Page 9 of Kill Team version 2.0 core rule books.
For me, it's a recent 40k horror story I read, which is from it's a book called Bloodlines. It's like a detective kind of story. It's a really fun book. A really fun book.
Oh, the crime novel. Yeah,
it's really solid.
Yeah, I know. Same vein. Flesh and Steel would be my recommendation.
Oh yeah.
After the Infinite and Divine, of course.
Excellent.
That's given.
Right. Moving on. So, which 40k character is on Santa's nice list? Absolutely none of them. Third place, Gurk Master asks, "Do it, Jiggle." You know it, Kiro asks, what got you guys into the hobby? We did that one a minute ago. What new mod? History Major Artemis asks, what new models are you most hyped for? The possibility of Horus Heresy Mark
Yes.
7.
Arvis Lighter!
Arvis Lighter. The Arvis.
I'm praying for that Raven Guard Praetor model, man.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's a tough one for me because there's a lot of ones that I want. Honestly, I think 40k Fulgrim is one that I'm really, really, really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Idol. Still Idol.
I'd want. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Anyone else for that question?
I think.
Nope. Cool. Right. Moving on. Least favorite. Oh, go on. No. Least favorite holiday dessert.
Oh,
Probably
pickled herring. Fuck that shit.
Is that dessert?
Oh, was it dessert? Oh, I heard. I didn't hear that part.
That's a weird fucking dessert.
What makes a holiday dessert?
What's those?
No, it's definitely not. I thought it was. I thought it was just holiday food.
Really sad. I can't. Fruitcake's up there.
Yeah, fruit.
I can't
Fruit
deal
for
with.
me,
What is it?
honestly.
Figgy pudding? Is that the one of the little Christmas puddings?
Yeah.
Oh, holiday!
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas! Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
nothing.
Well over a decade ago, I'm going to spend like a minute on this. I'm terribly sorry. It's a silly question to spend a minute on, but it's come to mind. Well over a decade ago, when she was still alive, my grandmother used to make the most wonderfully intricate diorama Christmas cakes.
Whoa.
It was a cake. They're cakes with whole scenes going on. They were amazing and glorious until you had a slice to bite into, and it was all fucking fruitcake. Absolutely fucking vile.
You people need to evolve their palates. They're good.
Yeah, okay. Right, moving on.
Changing my question real quick. I think it's just going to have to be fruitcake as well. I think, but specifically because here in Sweden we call it British fruitcake. So that's.
Yes, British, synonymous with bland or terrible food.
Mince
Thank
pies.
you.
What
Don't
the
like
fuck
mince
is
pies
that
much.
one? Moots, will you burn the goat?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Jävla geten, nu jävlar, jag ska ta dig.
What is that?
Oh no,
And why
he's
have you
talking in
cast us?
tongues.
The goat.
It's the Yule
Oh,
Goat.
the Yule
It's
goat.
the Yule Goat,
right.
Aaron. There is a live stream up right now
Oh,
of that goat.
is the goat still up? Holy shit.
Yeah, I'll pull up the. Is it Yafle Goat?
Yeah.
Oh no. Just in case anyone's like missed it, they're talking about some Swedish holiday thing
Yep.
It's still up.
with a goat.
It's still up. I'm putting this in podcast references.
Every year they throw up this giant goat made of hay, and almost every year that it has been gone up, something has happened to it. It's burned down a total of 35 times. And if it hasn't burned down, it's been eaten by birds, or someone drove their car into it. And it's
Tom Scott once did a video on it. And the day after he recorded that video, it fell apart.
Yep.
I think it caught fire or something.
Doesn't surprise me. If you look at the live stream, they just blurred out everything around it because they don't want you to know where it is.
Every year, the censor bars get bigger.
Yep.
Every single year. It's ridiculous.
Right, let's move on. Let's move on. So, Tron Lives asks, would you all consider a Jeopardy style episode on 40k lore? I think we would consider that, Tron Lives.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Nazdan asks, what's everyone's favorite snack from their respective places, presumably our respective like home countries? I don't know. My favorite snack is from Portugal. I love houses. That's not my place, but that's my favorite snack. So that's what you get.
Like UK based, probably Jaffa cakes. They're kind of unbeatable.
Oh, that's a good answer.
one.
That's a good answer.
Ooh.
As Tom knows, my power.
This man did a magic trick with Jaffa cakes. I looked away for like 2.5 seconds, and a whole packet vanished. Packet of 10, by the way, not a small packet of those 6 little ones, but a whole packet of 10 just vanished.
Right, here's a deep cut, right? That like 5 people are gonna know. I love butteries. Butteries are
Is that like a
incredible.
weird version of a Twinkie?
They are native to the northeast of Scotland.
Oh.
They're like a kind of pastry. They're a bit like a crushed croissant, but but they're a bit saltier, a bit more savory. They're really good, like great, like store of energy when it's cold. That or a bridie.
I'm gonna get bullied again, but the Dutch quality thing, which is haring, which is fish that you eat with onion, and you eat that bad boy like that, and there we go. That thing slaps.
You're
Oh,
Jesus.
Holy shit.
That's horrific.
Okay, right.
For me,
Right.
I'd say it's a tough one because I keep forgetting what the French cake is called, but it's like I always call them boats because they're like little almond cakes, very like spongy things. But in Sweden, I guess my favorite snack is just these fucking crisps. I fucking love these chips. Fucking butter and raw stuff.
Whilst Moots is
we've got a personal one here, Tom.
I literally am.
And it's why do you spam the head crab and the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, instigating a war of weak rage and spamming? Where did this person come from? This was
I wonder which
this person presumably came from Alex's Discord. Well, it was the right thing to do, of course.
Of course.
So the next question comes from Croc. Should we just skip? It's because it's Croc.
Ask us later.
The next question comes from Total Dawson. Do you think GW will ever move the Night Lord's plot forward? Well, the better question is, do you think GW will ever ask ADB to move it forward? And the answer is maybe. They fucking should, because I if I recall correctly, I could be talking out of my ass, but if I recall correctly, ADB does want to continue it, but it's like GW Black Library authors like can't just like make whatever they want.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Next one is, what is on your Christmas wish list? We've done that one. Are you going to do more shorts on the Tau? Hopefully not, but probably.
Oh, don't worry. I'll write some. Don't worry
about that one.
Are you part of the Deadrich18 asks, are you part of the Penguin Conspiracy? Sorry, we don't talk about that.
I don't even know what that is.
Closing Straw 97 asks, would you ever try non-40k discussions? We'd try it. We often have conversations back and forth where there's off-topic stuff that we'd like to try and do. And we have done a couple of off-topic things, but typically the audience at large that watch AA don't actually receive that stuff very well, so it's kind of hard to do that. But there is other stuff we would like to do in other ways. We'd like to explore other stuff. So watch this space, I guess, is the right response to that.
We did the Bionicles one, and obviously there's always the discussions of like, what do we do like next time if there are like how do we do that differently, or so but we always try to we try to do something a bit different every time. But it's we obviously sometimes you make some sequels.
No, Donkey Man USA asks, favorite Warhammer Fantasy faction, Soulblight Gravelords.
Give me Tomb Kings, yeah, baby.
I like the Skaven that fly.
The Skaven that fly, huh?
That's my personal army. That it's canon. There are armies of Skaven that stole carriage on ships and now fly around.
Holy shit! Amazing.
Was it fancy or AOS? Sorry.
I've answered AOS.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to say... is it Soulblight Gravelords? Yeah, same. I like those guys. I almost bought the army box of them last time I went to Warhammer World. So it was looking at me in like the Green Goblin mask. Like, that was a hard one.
I'm just a really big fan of the Ogre Kingdoms. I think they're great.
Very good.
Zarek, do you know what a grot?
Excellent.
What was it? A grotmus detachment is?
Yeah. Have you not been paying attention? Like GW is releasing a new detachment every day of Christmas, which they're calling Grotmus. like all of December, every day a new detachment.
Fair. Okay, no worries.
Right. Quickly, Mike Uniturtle asks, if 40k is so good, why did they have to make 30k? Because sometimes the prequel outshines the sequel.
True.
Because they needed to sell Primarch models.
Well, that's always the answer, isn't it? Vespa 346 asks, any hope for Decimus and Zal returning? We can only hope. Unfestive Artist asks, how did the crew meet and what inspired you all to start a podcast? I think we've answered this question several times in the podcast, but to make it very brief, an old server called the Battle Barge that we also be a part of, we all had a shared love of kit bashing mostly. Kit bashing was the big one that we all bonded over. And what inspired you all to start a podcast? Hubris. McClinger asks, what is the best homebrew you have ever seen? Oh, that for me, that answer changes on a daily basis. But currently, there's a user in our Discord called The Snizzy who's working on a Black Shield homebrew called The Witch Hunters, and I think they're really, really amazing. Um,
I'm not entirely sure, me personally, but I think honestly, the fucking Midas Saints is probably one of my favorites.
It's crazy because it's funny you say that, because there's going to be a question down here somewhere. I know I saw one when I scooted down earlier, saying, "Tom, why haven't you shown off the Midas Saints? You have to, basically daring me to do it." So to anyone asking, where's the Midas Saints homebrew? I will try to get the document in a place where I'm happy with showing it off by the end of March. I haven't had any time to add to it at all since I moved house. So I've been like 3.5 months where I've not really added to it. It's why I've become so attached to Sala, because Sala is this character from the Midas Saints who's the only homebrew character for the chapter I've had any time to invest in the last sort. Yeah, like literally almost. Yeah. So to answer that question, I will try to get the document to you all by the end of March. I just really want it to be good because we've set such a standard. We've set such a standard for what we do and don't think is good, and what we don't do and don't think is fleshed out. So I really want to make good on that standard. So give it to the first end of Q1, and we'll see what happens. So next one is Average Guardsman asks, "What is the craziest lore you have ever seen?" There was a book called, I can't remember, it came out 2nd or 3rd edition era, and there was a ship. I can't remember the name of the book. It'll come back to me later and I'll mention it. But it was set long time ago, and there was a rogue trader ship flying through the warp, and there was in the warp they found a bloodthirster the size of a solar system just destroying planets like it was nothing. That one sticks out to me. What about you guys?
The Speranza, need I say more?
Yeah, okay.
Like that whole story is like bonkers.
For me, it's the recent discovery of the zap stick that makes people just go and just disappear.
Oh, you like that one?
That one really blew my mind.
Yeah, hit Horus. Gone.
The interdimensional taser that can kill gods and primarchs.
The phase taser can kill the Emperor. Like really, like just remove him from this universe. like he can't just come back. If he comes back, he's in another universe. Fuck him.
Setting ends them.
Tom, I've got one here for you, man.
What is it a question, or is it like the answer to the question?
No, it's a question.
Well, then I want to answer the previous question first.
The
craziest lore. So I wanted to say the Speranza as well. I also really like the bit where some fucking Black Shield toss a fucking moon on a planet just to kill some fucking traders. I can't remember when that happens, but that's pretty fucking baller.
Oh, that was during the Heresy.
Yeah.
They were the fight. They killed World Eaters. Like loads of World Eaters died because of one fuck ass mad Iron guy.
So he's the guy that founded the Red Talons.
Yeah,
isn't he?
That's the guy. Yeah.
What's it? Altec Moore. Yes, he's got the cyber like he's like Cyberpunk 2077 like LX2s on his skin. He's really cool.
Yes.
Let me get an image of him so people can see. He's awesome.
Otherwise, I think the craziest lore is probably the Crouchling for me. That's really
the Crouchling.
I'm so glad you guys enjoyed that episode.
I'm so happy. The Crouchling is real.
We wished him into existence.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Next question. Have you got one, Alex? Or did you give yours?
I don't know if I gave mine. Go.
You said the face taser.
Yeah, that's the face. Yeah,
the face taser. Yes. Yeah, right. So next question. Fish Skull. Hold up, this one's great. Fish Skull asks, "Is mayonnaise an instrument? Anything can be an instrument or a sex toy, depending on how brave you are." Next question.
Tom, is it true that you kiss your dad on the lips?
You know it.
That's my French.
Arthur asks, "Can we learn something about the Tyrant Star?" I don't know. Can you?
Oh! I love the Tyrant Star.
Oh no, Zarek!
Oh my god!
Right, Zarek.
I wrote a whole fucking homebrew thing about the Tyrant Star.
Zarek, you get one sentence. Make it count.
Yeah.
He only wants to learn something. One something is what he wants to learn. He wants to learn a single something. Give him a something.
Smile.
Pressure.
Smile.
Okay. Smile. Okay, cool. Right, moving on. So, Nido Lord 369 asks, "Back again, episode when?" We already answered this.
Please!
Tom.
Oh, this is. I love this one. Hold up. Nerglini asks, favorite dog.
Oh, Christ.
Pitbull.
Tom, you get one sentence.
I don't need one sentence. Boxer.
Fair.
Boxers are great.
I like Rottweilers. Rottweilers are cool.
I like Huskies from an aesthetic standpoint. I've had the hell to have.
Yeah.
But as Tom, I've seen several people ask for your bean recipe that you have yet to give out.
Just got to have it.
I would, but I fear if I do, I'll need to get that out through secret channels, because if I try to give that out publicly, Zarek and Moots are going to be on me like a pig on shit before I can actually finish saying it.
No. Go for it, man.
So
Speak your piece.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. For anyone who's asking that question, if I see that question as I'm scrolling down, I will write out the recipe for you. I'll get Lackey to put it on the screen behind us. But really, a really quick one is if you just go to YouTube and just search cowboy beans, it's just a variation of cowboy beans, ostensibly. Right. Moving on. Oh, that's Croc's second question. We're going to ignore that as well. Alfaris asks, will you start Emperor's Children when they come out?
Yes.
Probably not.
I will continue.
I will certainly get bits to further add to my Chaos Army.
It's an honor for me, Chief.
Right. Renio asks, how to homebrew Tau or Eldari? ? I don't understand your question, but if you want to homebrew Eldari, there is a user in our Discord called Ravni who is an absolute pillar of Eldari knowledge and Eldari homebrewing. There is one or two people in the sort of expert category for homebrewing Tau. I can't remember their names off the top of my head because they've got funny Tau usernames because you guys are weird like that. Speak to them. They are amazing.
Oh, here, I have a tip for Eldar, actually. Really easy way, and this is largely for Harlequins and for craft worlders, really easy way that you can convince people that you know what you're talking about is to read like the 5 lines of lore that exist for the Eldar gods. If you got all that, just reference it a bunch, and then you're golden. Frankly, that's all Eldar lore. It's just like obliquely referencing the same 5 sentences.
Keep it relevant, you know. Tom, the stranger asks. Oh, this is for all of us. I said Tom. We get a chance to paint any mini, regardless of faction availability or price. What is our dream mini?
I already own mine. I'm good.
Which is
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What would be your dream mini to paint, regardless of faction or availability?
Oh,
Original Nagash.
Original OG Magnus. No.
Yeah.
I have mine. It's the Hierophant. I just have yet to paint it because I'm lazy.
I really kind of want one of those mantas just for the sake of having the manta. But
you mean the flying kill team board?
Yes, exactly. There's so like if someone just handed it to me, there's so much I could do with that. Like I would have to be at a fucking part-time job to turn it into something usable.
Yeah,
Tom.
Right, moving on.
What was your answer, Tom? You said you had yours already. Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, I already own mine. Oh, okay. Well, so basically, I made a chaplain a while ago, and it's not the most special model of all time, but I think it's one of those things where you've just painted up a model and you just love it so much more than any other model, where just the stars kind of aligned when you sat down to paint it and build it, and it just So it's just a kit bash chaplain that I own, and I just love it to bits. Do you have an answer for this one, Alex?
Well, original Nagash, that is generally the model that I'd love to paint. I've just never got my hands on it.
Yeah. Okay. This one is. Oh no. Do you wear wigs?
When will you wear wigs?
When will you wear wigs?
Wigs will you wear?
Thank you, Immortal. Next question is from Tavian Aminar,
and they
question,
you coward. Answer the question.
I'm not going to wear wigs.
You should.
No,
I have worn wigs.
My hair's
the
too long.
next question is Tavian Aminar, and it's for Moots.
Oh, okay.
And it was simply, what got you into art?
Oh, well, that's a terribly... I'm going to give you a terribly bad answer, I think, because genuinely, I've just been drawing for as long as I can remember, like, literally. I think it's literally just been encoded into my DNA to just pick up pen and paper and just doodle and draw. But I think... So I think that's a really terrible answer. I think to give you a more genuine answer, I think it's... Or not that it was disingenuous, but like more correct answer is that Comics got me into art. My dad used to read me Valiant comics, for the free people who know what that is. When I was young, instead of reading children's stories, I got to learn about Magnus Robot Fighter and Shadow Man and Rai and Exo Manowar and Solar, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, this fucking rocks!" And I think somewhere along the lines of reading and being exposed to comics, I was just like, you know what? I want to draw comics, and so I think that got me into art.
So to further that point,
Yeah.
just when I went to visit Moots' home, he literally your dad has comic book posters in your house on your hallways.
It's not posters; it's original art.
Yes, yeah, I couldn't think of
original. It's original
I
pages.
couldn't think of the word, but yeah, no. Then there's the cupboard. God forbid the cupboard. But you said you got
it's a walk-in closet.
yeah. But then you said he used to, rather than like normal bedtime stories, he just reads you comic books and to you as a kid, which is really funny to me.
At one point in time, my dad was touted as the world's biggest collector of Magnus Robot Fighter.
Or has he been dethroned since?
We don't know. We just don't know. He. I doubt that anyone has dethroned him, but it's.
Right, moving on. The Crazy Warpsmith asks, favorite Christmas movie? The Muppets Christmas Carol.
That is the one, isn't it?
Yes!
That is the
I was gonna
one.
say that is the one.
It's
I
a
could
very
be a
good
fucking
one. It's very, very
boomer
good.
and say fucking Die Hard, but no, it is the Muppets Christmas, yeah.
Rare Exports.
Huh?
Rare Exports is an obscure Finnish Christmas film. It's it is a horror.
Why are you
It
like
is a
this?
horror.
Why?
It is my family's favorite film. It is now a tradition every year. We get ginger biscuits from IKEA, and then we sit around and we watch Rare Exports.
I like Krampus. When people talk about Christmas films, it's the version of people saying, I like Krampus is my favorite film. Where'd you get these obscure things from? Is this just in your nature?
It's in my nature. Like, look, if it's ordinary and most people like it, I probably
The
don't.
Terminator Armorless said that enough, yeah.
Sometimes I feel like Zarek is just a bad, broken version of ChatGPT. Just get on the podcast.
I'm sorry I have an opinion, Tom.
Thank you for apologizing. Your apologies accepted. Right, moving on. What's yours, Alex? Alex, sorry, I forgot about the European.
No, it's also just the Muppets one, the Muppets Carol one. That is genuinely just the best.
Excellent.
For me, it's the 2000. I've never seen the Muppets one, so maybe I'll change my mind once I see it. But I think mine is the 2019 animated movie called Klaus. That is.
No one spoil Klaus. I've never seen Klaus. We're actually watching it this year, so don't spoil Klaus, please.
It's really good. I like it.
My girlfriend and I are watching that this year, so I'm really looking forward to that because I've heard really good things. Not just from you, actually. You're the third person in the last week or so who's mentioned Klaus to me. It's a really, really good one. So that's awesome. So looking forward to that. Right, next question. Perseus or Perseus? God, you've spelt that real funny. 388 asks, if you could add an entirely new faction to 40k, what would it be? We actually answered this as a Patreon question a little while ago, so let's try and keep this one super short. I would create I would like a necromancer faction that isn't Nurgle or Necrons. I'd like a more classic sci-fi necromancer faction. Something, maybe it's not possible because I'm thinking more like vampires and zombies and skeletons, so it's really difficult because we already kind of have those niches, but that's what I like. I just feel like my necromancer itch isn't scratched anywhere in 40k.
The old meaner version of Space Marines back when they were still just assholes in power armor.
What about the first edition when Space Marines were all drug addicts?
Oh yeah,
Give me that.
Yeah, buddy.
I want to see the friend. That's play the race. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I've talked about this before. I'll post the image now. This art in the 9th edition rulebook. Love that thing. Like,
Yes.
Traders,
The weird,
like fucking cyberpunk vibe slavers. They could be cool. I've got a few minis of them.
Excellent. Aaron?
I want more insectoid-esque people, but like better than Vespids. Like some sort of like
So
Cell
that-
Form
yeah.
1 style looking people. Absolute goblins, but like
Excellent.
still humanoid in a
Excellent.
sense.
Excellent. Right, moving on. So Templar John asks, Dared Gobbo. Thank you, Taylor John. That wasn't a question.
We've got a
That's
good
just
one
the
here
answer,
by
buddy.
Napking. And that's, are orcs edible and is it vegan?
I'd say so.
They are edible. It's not.
I wouldn't say it's vegan.
not vegan,
They have a consciousness, so like it's.
No, but veganism is more animal byproduct or animal product. Are there mushrooms?
Well, they are an
No,
animal.
but they're mushrooms.
But yeah,
So the thing is-
Fungal.
No, they're a symbiote, Aaron. They are a
Okay.
symbiotic
Put out fancy
entity.
words.
So the way that they work with the mushroom is that the mushroom is actually like underneath their skin as a form of like photosynthesis. Like it photosynthesizes the light for them, which is why they don't really have a need to like eat per se, even though they do eat flesh and stuff. Although the real question here is, does anti-plant work on orcs?
Okay, moving on. So the next question is from Zeke786. What's a storyline that you'd like to see done in 40k in the future? Or what existing storyline / plot points that went nowhere would you want to see picked back up or continued? I have a really bad answer for this, Zeke. I have a really bad answer, but I would like to see... This is the only question I've seen so far that I can kind of give this answer to. I would really, really like... Can anyone hear my cat?
No.
But bring him closer.
I can hear my cat. No, he's not coming in. I would really, really like something like Badab to happen again. Badab was so good, and there's an era of 40k that has like this 10-year period that Badab was sort of going on. And the era that was like the best era of 40k models that before like true scale stuff. The best era for Space Marine vehicles ever. Period.
Oh yeah.
Just really interesting stories. We got characterization for some of the most popular successor chapters ever made. I just think something like Badab again would really shake up the setting. It would be great.
I think it could be a great opportunity to like cement the new Primaris chapters in the fan base's consciousness.
Yeah,
I think something in similar veins. A part of me would love to see, obviously, the Scouring get its own book series, and a really small portion of me also would love to see an expansion on the War of the False Primarch. But at the same time, I also don't want it. I want that to stay a secret. I don't actually want to know anything, but I really do. It's.
I'd like the Drukhari to get their expansion again on their version of the Golden Throne. I'd like to see more of that again.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that originally.
Okay, yeah.
Aaron, did somebody ask a question saying, will my parents love me if I smash that like button? You just responded to them by saying no.
They knew they were asking, okay. They knew they were in for.
God damn it.
Someone had to tell them.
All right, let's try and get through these a bit fast. There's loads to get through. There's so many. I want to get through at least a chunk of them.
I told you we're getting
because
a lot. This is why I'm going from the bottom up.
I know we can't get through all of them because they're still posting them, and it's been over an hour. But we can.
Well, let's go till 10. That's when I get my takeout.
Yeah, all right, that works. So, Jakul55 asks, how many times can Moots deadlift tiny Swedish men called Moots?
5.
Moots, can you deadlift your own body weight? 5. Cool, excellent. Emerald asks, favorite Chaos God? Corn.
Corn.
Vashtor.
So Sammy Snakehands asks, what is the perfect formula for perfectly thin paint? Alex, do you want to get this one?
Buy a wet palette and learn how to use it. That is the best thing I can do.
Spat on that fang.
Caleb asks, what is your guys' favorite attachment from the recent Grotmus releases? Zarek, you can take this
Zinch one. The Zinch one is so funny. It's literally, you get 3 dice, and you can essentially 3 points. You spend a point to re-roll a dice roll, and then your opponent gets a point, and they can spend that dice roll to re-roll a dice. And if your opponent has any of those points, you get an additional one at the start of your turn. It's literally the old mechanic of is it Castellan Thorn? Sorry, not Castellan. Like Brother Captain Thorn from the Grey Knights back in 7th edition. It has a very similar mechanic. But it's that turned up to 11, and I love it.
Excellent. Right, next one. So, Thought to be dead asks, can you fix my marriage?
Yes.
No.
Just show watch the Primarchs After Dark video together, and that will fix everything.
True.
Albino Ducklin asks, when are you going to host a tournament between you all? Hopefully never, unless we can kick Zareth from it.
I can run
I can run it, yeah.
Phoenix asks, what's your favorite Primarchs? Fulgrim.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I know it's a fucking tough one. When I asked you this in Warhammer World, you broke it down into going, oh, it's more like a diorama of Magnus and Lehman. And I'm like, give me one! Give me that was hell. But sorry, continue.
I think I'm gonna say Angron or Lorgar. Those two are my favorites.
I'm gonna just look at my profile picture and I'll look back at you.
Excellent.
I got Corvus Corax. He's the one I own. I like him a lot.
Who's that?
Corvus.
Yeah, who's that?
He's Corvus Corax, man.
The Primarch of the Unknown Legion. Not to be confused with the Lost Legions.
Yeah.
Is he the Lost Forgotten or the Pressed one?
Genuinely love Magnus. Always liked him. I read The War and the Fang as a kid.
Oh, no, that's for Heresy. 40k is Morty, obviously, but
yeah.
Okay.
So, next question. Ion Throne asks, if you would see any faction or race added or removed from 40k, what should it be? We already answered in regards to added. Removed, probably
The Ultramarines.
the Ultra. No, I like the Ultramarines in 30k. Yes, sure, the Ultramarines. Cool.
The Imperium gone.
Archmagos Prime asks, favorite book in the series? Oh goodness. Next question. I can't answer that.
Dante. I really like that book.
Betrayer.
A Dark Harvest is the best Warhammer book ever, and it's for Age of Sigmar.
Betrayer, but that's just because it's banner on Angron.
No, it's okay. It doesn't actually talk about any playable units. It's great.
Betrayer is actually not a bad shout. I never think of Betrayer as like my favorite, but when I think of like best books in the Horus Heresy, Betrayer always comes up.
It might not be best in every regard, but it's just, for me, overall the best throughout the book.
Oh, actually, sorry, just to backtrack real quick. I just totally remembered. The guy who asked Zeke, when he asked about storylines that should be picked up, I would like more stories on what happened between the third Black Shields book and the Siege of Terror. More stories of Endred Har, please, because that guy fucking slaps. Steph asks, is cereal soup? Can I only get yes or no answers to this, please? Yes.
2.
Okay. You are now officially contrarian.
Yes.
David Rex 25 asks, what is your favorite meme? Ugandan Knuckles.
Stole him.
Yeah.
Stole him.
For me, they're so mean to me.
They're so mean. Okay.
I love the scary stories thing.
I'll never forgive this.
I'll never forgive this. Yep, excellent. What was your highlight of the year? Selling a house that I spent like fucking 3 years trying to sell. Jesus Christ, the dopamine that day. Oh my god.
Oh,
my hand in today, honestly. Getting that done. I get to relax.
Yeah.
Highlight of the year.
Getting a new job that I am quite happy and doing semi-well in.
Getting to go full-time in YouTube, honestly. That's been me.
I think that's going to be my answer as well. Just finding. I feel like my brain has like developed so much this year. Like I feel like I finally know what it is to be an adult. I don't want to be an adult anymore, but like
it sucks. Like,
I've achieved it. Yeah. I've achieved adulthood.
Right, moving on. So, Cardinal Legionnaire asks, if Space Marines weren't the poster boys for 40k, who do you think would take their place? It would be the Guard.
Yeah.
It would be the Guard, 100%. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Sev the Warm.
I'd like to see the Eldars as the main poster guys. I don't know if that's like realistic, but like seeing as like how storied they are, like in the setting, I feel like
they're also elves.
Cool.
They are also elves. I feel like you'd be Custodes because they're the next closest thing to Marines.
I mean, it'd be kind of interesting actually if it completely pivoted and the lens was from Chaos's perspective. And the Imperium is the big bad. And they're trying to tear it down, but they're also horrible, evil, demonic people. But they're trying to tear down this awful thing at the same time.
Next one. is from Swagnum. Favorite Xeno melee weapon? Favorite Xeno melee? I don't actually know. Probably that. I don't know. There's probably some sort of Necron slashy thingy that will delete the universe if someone presses the wrong button on it. Sounds like your average Necron weapon, to be honest. Oh wait, no, the interdimensional taser. Oh, that's not Xenos.
Sorry.
I was thinking that as well, but it's not Xenos.
I like Orc Chop as just the closest beam of metal near you, and that is just a weapon. I enjoy that. I like the simplicity of it.
Wait, Tom, don't you really like the Votan mass gauntlet?
I do, but it's just a power fist.
It is.
Favorite weapon is it?
Actually, I like their Dark Star blades. Those things that like cut you and then you just die.
I think if you get cut by anything, you sort of die. But well, all right. What's so special about the dark blades?
I think it's some sort of strange matter or something. It just like infects your body and it's ruined forever.
Damn. All right.
It just hits you with bad aura. Jeez.
Elriz.
God damn it.
Right, moving on. Recaf Deprived Commissar asks, what do you guys think is the most underrated faction in 40k?
Votan.
Underrated.
Easy Votan.
Votan, yeah. Votan, it's hard to say that they're underrated. I think they have so much potential.
They have one novel. They're not underrated.
No, they have one book, but then community hate because they didn't do them the way people wanted them to do them. And then...
Well, I'm listening to it right now. I think it's okay. I'm having fun with it. It's pretty fun, but it doesn't necessarily hit that 40k vibe, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel grimdark.
Harlequins are underrated to me. They're way cooler than people like to let them.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
That's a solid.
Let's talk about something that's actually a faction in the game.
Huh?
Dark Eldar.
Okay.
Dark Eldar. My boys.
God. Zarek, why are you fucking like this? Who fucking made you this way? Okay, moving on. So, Metrocan asks, favorite flavor of ice cream? Mint.
Pistachio.
Ooh. Fucking cookies and what the fuck is it? Is it just cookies and cream? I don't know. It's I love it. Yeah. Cookie dough.
Ooh, cookie dough's good. I like the blue bubble gum.
Of course you do.
You've had Maltesers.
Maltesers is pretty good. Yeah, I kind of like Maltesers.
Cool. Right. Next question. Pylon, if you had to cook a dish together as a group, what would it be? It would be dog shit because we'd have to cater for Aaron.
Depressing.
General Kenobi, do you regret the decision of asking your community this? Yes, I think I actually answered that in the chat. Alpha Legion Barbecue, who is the most underrated Primarch?
Lorgar.
Yeah,
it is Lorgar.
Yeah, Lorgar.
Morty's pretty underrated, but Lorgar takes the cake, yeah.
Who is Lorgar? Fart Cloud, you mean?
Fish Skull is asking two questions here. Fish Skull, I see through your question. He asks, what are your favorite numbers? But what he's really asking is for password details and things. So nobody answers this question.
I know Tom's
398229.
Manga asks, if you could have Games Workshop try another setting, where would you place it? I don't know what that fucking means. What does that mean? Where would you place it?
10 million. We do 40k, but really far away.
Yeah, I'd place it in fucking Grimsby.
I want Warhammer London.
No, Birmingham.
Warhammer London.
Yes. Necromunda, but it's just Birmingham.
Give me Grimdark Grimsby.
Okay, so this is gonna sound whack. I'd love to see some fucking Magic the Gathering minis. Like, fucking imagine putting like Voring Clicks and like all these like really big motherfuckers. You know, they'd be sweet fucking models. Niv Mizzet, obviously, my boy, the Ur Dragon.
All right, moving on. That's enough of that. Moats, be silent. You're hearing of your bloody is it propaganda?
It'd be so cool
on this good Christian podcast. Next question. Lethal _biscuit asks, would the Black Templars delete a world for celebrating Christmas? Yes, they would.
I think so, yeah.
Unless it's Candlemas.
Marokai asks, are national flags a good theme for Imperial Knights? Only the Boston flag. Your boy Sam36 asks your favorite non-Space Marine homebrew. Oh, that's a tough one. I can't remember his name. There's a guy in the Discord who's in a really nice Tau one, and he's still working on it. It's just for some reason I'm not gonna name check you because I've forgotten your name. But no, I could if I would. Sorry, I would if I could. But you need to stop putting horny ass human Tau collaborators in your fucking homebrew because the rest of the homebrew is great, and that shit just undercuts it. Stop.
Tau don't have memory glands. How many times do I have to say this?
They do in my dreams, Zarek. They do.
It's my homebrew.
Maybe in the
I get to pick the glands.
This is my homebrew. This how all have memory glands, even the men.
Nice.
Okay, excellent stuff. Right,
big
Caps
they've got the hyena
Caps
thing as well.
asks,
It's kind of weird.
Oh my god!
You guys need to be taken outside and killed. Right, Caps asked, out of all the Primarchs, who would make for the best plushie? Angron.
Plushie? Vulcan, he's so huggable.
Paris.
But Angron needs the hugs. That's
Vulcan needs the hugs.
You know what? Vulcan would be a good choice. I can't make up my mind. It would have to be Vulcan and Angron.
Just not anyone else. Next one. Arch asks, why my thang go up? I'm not qualified to answer that, but if you DM me, I can send you the contact to an exorcist and a priest, and you can find answers that way.
If you're flying up for more than 4 hours, contact
They're currently playing a game called Limbus Company, which scares me.
I see.
I'm not Googling that.
It's not cursed. It's surprisingly chaste.
T King 111 asked, "Do you like Warhammer's episode Secret Level?" Yes, it's amazing.
It's really nice.
We spoke about it earlier. Caleb asks, "How would you guys write a book about Tyranids if you had to?"
Ooh.
Well, you would just write it from the perspective of someone getting munched by the Tyranids, because the Tyranids' greatest strength is that they cannot be humanized.
Gene Stealer.
Well, I'm going to say, Gene Stealers is an option, but it's like, I think it's in Devastation of Baal. They have this passage where you're literally going from the perspective of a lictor, which is really cool.
Oh yes,
that's so. I think because it doesn't humanize it in any way. They rationalize it like in third person, and that one's real. That passage, those parts are really interesting.
I like to imagine those parts are literally just him going hungry. Food. Hungry. Food. Hungry. Food. Just not the entire time.
Every page is just hungry over and over again.
Excellent. Right. So the next question is from Unemployed Engine, and he asks, "What is the airspeed velocity of an air-laden swallow?"
African or European?
I've just
European.
African or European, man.
African or European.
African or European.
He didn't specify.
That's what he likes.
Okay, we can't answer that question. Let's
We're not
just
at the
specify. Right, moving
British
on.
man,
So,
all right, chill out.
Let's see. We've got repeated questions. Not answering that. Go away. Aaron, you got to keep Aaron and Mooch. You got to keep your answers to this short because I know you both can go on. If you go on, I'm going to interrupt you. Mio asks, what type of workouts would be best for a new gym goer to start working toward that thick orc physique?
Yeah.
Big, just the basics. I'd say they're all good. I wouldn't complicate it more than necessary, personally.
So now here we see Moots doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. We want to work exclusively arms, tricep focus, big lateral delts, shoulders and traps. Get that wham rounded upper arm physique, and the rest will follow if you want a shirt. It's not about.
I'm just saying.
It's not about looking like that.
One
shirt.
of us is actually shaped like an orc, so and clearly it's not
goblin.
you. So
okay.
You're.
You go to your nearby boxing school and you just start beating people up. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You're an orc.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's the one.
Lots
All
of
right,
shoulders.
moving on. So the proto-demeted Paracus. Oh my god, you use some of these usernames. That's the best you're getting. Asks, worst pain in your existence. It's not even a question mark. It's just he's put a full stop at the end. He's just said worst pain in your
existence.
I was once given.
I'm going to assume that's a question.
I was once given local anesthetic in my foot. It felt like someone had pushed a knife all the way through it.
Ooh.
Worse than when I broke my arm, honestly.
Was that before or after?
I think it was getting one of my wisdom teeth removed after realizing that the anesthetic wasn't working. I had to be injected in the mouth 22 times was the final count before they started.
Oh my god.
That was about as fun as it sounds.
I'd like to be able to say it, but I can't say it. Like, actually, YouTube standards won't allow me to say what happened to me. So, big ow.
Oh, damn.
He abbreviated it.
He took all you need to do is imagine Alex getting like GTA ragged.
That is
about it.
Very accurate. Yeah.
God damn.
God, I don't
right.
know.
Well,
I really don't.
Next
for
one.
me, I'd say it's probably getting both pre and post anything that had to do with my cancer. That's
valid.
Yeah.
My arm looks like it's been fucking stabbed multiple times because it has.
I know what the fuck it was. A buddy of mine, me and my buddy were fucking around in the woods one day, and he got this really big fucking stick, and for some reason I was shirtless. I think it was hot as fuck. And he got like this colossally long whippy stick and just absolutely pelted my back. I was maybe like 12, 14. So, and it was like the perfect form, and I was screaming. And now I've got actual trauma about people slapping my back. It's one of those. I hate back pain now because of that. That sucked.
Get ready for your 30s.
No, I mean, yeah. It's one of the stingy pain, not the soreness pain. I put myself through enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, moving on. So, next one, I've actually just skipped a few because I've scrolled down. I can't find my location. So I'm terribly sorry, but to be fair, a lot of these are from repeating users now, so I'm not too worried. So, Nut in full caps, N-U-T, Aureus asks, if you had to pick, would you sleep with either a radical or Puritan Inquisitor?
Radical.
Radical, of course.
Radical.
It'd be awesome. Cool. Tony Farias asks, if you had to be any character in 40k, be it a named character or a person from a specific faction, who would it be? Some noble on a fucking pleasure world? Goodbye!
Yeah.
Why, King Sicarius?
Eldar on the path of the gardener.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, no.
Oh man, honestly, I just like to be a crouchling.
No, the crouchling, the one and only.
The one and only,
No,
exactly.
I'd like to be a tech priest getting zapped by the taser. See where I go.
What's even better about the crouchling is it was a thing you could take in 8th edition Genes to the Coats alongside a character that made their psychic powers better. It's just called the.
That is a familiar.
Yeah, no. It's actually there's a better version called the crouchling.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So next one, real quick, is Archmagos Dominus Punk. I'm trying to speed up the pace because we've not got loads left. I want to get as many people's done as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Archmagos Dominus Punk asks, what's it going to take to get you to do an episode on the relationship between the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Astartes? Not a lot, because you've probably just given us a decent episode idea. I'm sure that Zarek, Moots, and I could probably make a real fucking good go at that episode, actually.
Yeah, we can make something.
So, Moots, do you want to just shove that idea in your suggestions list? That's not a bad one.
Adeptus Mechanicus diplomacy.
Let's see. Let's get that. Are you looking forward to Trench Crusade? I think Trench Crusade is cool, but I can think something is cool and also not care about it.
I've played it. I think it's really good. I think it's a really good game. You really need that trench terrain, otherwise it ain't gonna work. They've got some guidance on how to set up the boards, but my god, just fucking buy the STLs and print them.
I think it looks visually cool. I'd be interested in trying it sometime, and if I like it, I'll like it. That's
They got their history wrong in the first sentence of the book, and after that, I kind of lost my interest.
Right, next question. Is from this is a strange question, but we'll go for it anyway. Mecha Phantom asks, if you could choose a minor Space Marine chapter or Chaos Warband to start in a Night Lord style trilogy. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant a Night Lord trilogy. Okay, so if you could basically choose a minor Space Marine faction, Chaos or Loyalist, to have their own trilogy of books.
Exorcist.
Oh,
I knew you were going to say The Exorcist. The Sons of Medusa. Give me a Sons of Medusa trilogy.
Red
That would slap.
Talons.
Oh,
Yeah, that would
Was it
also slap.
was it the
That'd be
Fire
really cool.
Keepers? The Salamander Sisters with the really cool word-bearing looking chapter logo?
Oh, I know the ones, yeah.
They're very niche. They've literally got not even a paragraph on them. But they look very cool and their scheme's nice.
I unfortunately can't think of any names, so I'm gonna have to pass on this one. So yeah, anything really? But yeah, that'd be cool.
This I got a few answers for this, so I guess I'm just going to kind of struggle to not say a bunch of others. But yeah, there's a lot I could do there. But I think Sons of Medusa, I'd really love some Sons of Medusa stuff. I would be really happy with that. Right, moving on. So next question, Zarek, this one is for you. The Rat Colony asks, I must note, please try to keep this because you're going to ramble and I'm going to get mad. One sentence or less. Zarek, I must know what is your absolute favorite piece of obscure lore. I don't care if it's relevant anymore. I need to know.
We did this one. This is by the same person. This is the same question I asked.
This is why I said anti-plant. Anti-plant.
Okay, that's excellent. That was nice and easy. Super, super easy. Right, let's see.
It's got a double feature.
You guys know about the sensei?
Double feature.
About the what?
The sensei? The Emperor's biological children?
Oh, yeah, I do know.
There we go.
Yes.
His lordship asks, Iron Warrior's son or Night Lord's daughter? I don't know what that means. So
Night Lord's daughter.
Yeah, Night Lord's daughter's better. Yeah, fuck Iron Warriors.
That's an incel, frankly. I gotta be real.
I've completely missed the joke here. What does he mean? Would I rather have a Night Lord's son or
he doesn't know.
Iron Lord's
He doesn't know the format, Zach.
I don't know.
He doesn't get it. Tom, the original is gay son, thought daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It works really well for the legions, I think.
I want the Iron Warriors one. That'll be funny and shit. I'm gonna learn new insults.
New insults.
You would. You really would.
It's like your first time watching DBZ the first time round. Learning from Freezer, man.
So next one. You were captured by a triangular box asks, you were captured by Night Lords. What piece of furniture are you made into?
Oh, can we bring up
beanbag?
I would probably be like, I suspect with this belly, they could probably turn me into one of those big sort of wraps you put around a ceiling light to like dull the light and make it warmer. A lampshade, yeah, like a ceiling light, shit. You know what I mean? Like on the ceiling, like there'd probably be a big ceiling fan beneath me.
I think I'd make a nice coffee table.
Mine's would have been made in fan art, unfortunately. And it's the morose fake for Aaron one, where some fucker turned my avatar into a toilet.
Okay, we've got a really funny living room between the three of us. What else are we adding?
I think I'm small, so I'd be a very good footstool.
Footstool.
Yeah, could you imagine sitting down on the toilet and putting your feet up on the footstool whilst you put your coffee down on the coffee table to your side as the ceiling fan is going on above you, and it's all made out of human flesh?
I'd be a beanbag, frankly.
Beanbag. Your beanbag is like the cuck beanbag, while somebody else uses the
anytime anyone touches any of our bits of furniture, we make like classic noises, like Mutsa says, "Fucking hoplancer." Fucking.
This is worse than the spoon's trough.
Right, next question. No, we're skipping that one. We're skipping that one because it's Moots. It's not Moots. Sorry, it's Croc's question.
Keep trying, man.
That one is the same as Croc's question, so I'm going to skip that because it'll be answering Croc's question by proxy.
Sweet.
Here we go. Passive-aggressive Bloodletter asks, if Lehman Russ returns, what does he need to do to stop Space Force from getting dunked on by the community?
Go right back to where he came from and stay away.
Honestly, he needs to beat those specific wolf allegations.
Yeah, I think taking back the Space Wolves to like an actual Viking aesthetic would be the way to go. I think like having like Lehman Russ returning as like a sort of Odin figure and then like completely changing the Space Marines, or at least changing them away from whatever they are now to like actually more raiders and I don't know, less wolfy, and I'm happy. That's what I'd like to see.
It'd be nice if they leaned more into that like Sky Warrior aesthetic, because they're known on their homeworld.
Sky Warrior aesthetic, huh?
Yeah, like so the locals of Fenris call them the Sky Warriors because they come from the sky. They're these essentially demigods that come on wings of fire.
All right, yeah, sort of Valkyrie-esque. That's cool,
Yeah.
Right, next one, moving on. What Nefarious Beaky Enjoyer asks, what character should be unceremoniously thrown off a building? Marnie's counter.
My food's are out, so I'm going to grab that quickly.
Erebus,
yeah. Oh, here's a great question. Kitty Cat asks, what are the best and worst tropes in Homebrew and why? So the worst thing you can do in a Homebrew, I've thought about this long and hard, honestly. The worst thing you can do with your Homebrew is any kind of trope or character creation or story narrative, anything to diminish an established and beloved character.
Yep.
There's loads of ways to do this, but the most commonly tripped up upon one that people do is they make a character who is infallible and perfect. They make a character and then when they try to write their character, it's like they try to offset this by trying to write a character who's infallible and perfect by saying, oh, well, the chapter doesn't like him very much, or he's a bit mean, and all this other stuff. It's like it's very conceited way of trying to work around what you should actually be doing as real character flaws, written failures, and I'm not just talking historical failures, but continuing failures in a smaller way rather than a grander way. Basically, I think the failure to properly engage in character development leads to these sorts of things. So any kind of trope that will devalue an established character in the lore.
What's the question?
My answer. Best and worst homebrew tropes.
Traitor Gene Seed.
Yes, that's the worst. That's the one that everyone stumbles into. Well, Traitor Gene Seed can be done. You just have to do it by not talking about it. You have to infer it in incredible nuance. Otherwise, you're basically doing something that there's no law precedent for. And I know there's a lot of people who go, oh, but look at the silver skulls. Look at show me where it's confirmed that they're actually got Traitor Gene Seed. You can't, because it hasn't been. And insert any other chapters of the same sort of thing. So that's how you want to play it. You want to play it by really subtle inference and nuance. You don't want to beat people over the head with it, like is mostly done.
Really, it's all about nuance in the end. I think anything that Warhammer 40k is about nuance. It's about the except for a lot of like recent storytelling, but that's just if you follow. That's just if you want to follow the main story, right? But like the bread and butter, at least for me, about 40k is the nuance.
Yeah,
I think my favorite trope is, to be a bit more positive on the positive side, my favorite trope is when the chapter concept necessitates a particularly dumb way of war, something that will cause casualties, and then they actually take casualties. I love that.
Well, the word I would say the same thing, but not dumb. I would say unique, because there are a lot of people who will hear that and go, yes, what's it? Space Marines, aquatic warfare. Now that's dumb, but unique being, special kinds of void warfare, unique being special kinds of like battle tactics and battle engagements. That's unique. Maybe don't lean into dumb.
I love Dark Krakens. They're my favorite successor.
The Dark Krakens are oceanic themed. They don't actually like do war with submarines.
I should expand here. When I say dumb, what I mean is a tactic that is needlessly risky. If your chapter prefers tactics that are not necessarily necessary, but involve a degree of risk, having them take additional casualties, but making that a part of their culture, always love to see it.
That's good. Yeah. Well, that's it. Being adding a level of consequences to your homebrew's actions. But anyway, this is just Space Marines. If we were to answer this question for rogue traders or inquisitors or certain Xenos guardsmen, generals, etc., it gets, then the question kind of explodes a little bit. But yeah, so generally speaking, I think it's all about nuance. Always about homebrew. It's always about degrees of nuance and really taking the time to think about how far-reaching is what I'm writing going to affect the greater lore. Because the goal is for me, the goal is ultimately to have a homebrew that could fit in the established setting and not disrupt anything,
A lot of the things about 40k as well is just the loss of knowledge. It's the decay of knowledge. So like there's a lot of just unknowns. Embracing the unknown, or like just the uncertainty of things, like just having like knowledge of anything just be lost, like is interesting, because at least for me, one of the greatest like horrors is just like the loss of like something that defines you. And so just having if you just look at anything mostly in 40k, it's just all about this history is lost. This is not remembered. No one knows what this is. No one understands how this works, sort of deal. Those things are really interesting.
Right, I'm going to quickly do a quick scan because we're running out of time here. I'm going to do a quick scan to see if there's any other questions that jump out as me as really good or interesting questions.
I see that the unfestive artist asks, Moots, from one Swede to another, I must ask you a very important question. Kollar du på Kalle Anka varje julafton? The answer is ja.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a good one here from Kenneth. Not the returned king, just normal Kenneth. And it is, who is more depraved, a Comorra resident or Alex?
Alex.
No, you're right.
I think it depends what kind of mood you catch Alex in, I think is the only real answer to that.
Could be no sometime.
There's a wide range. It depends on what part of the morning you catch me. I go through all 5 stages of grief every morning, so...
I'm gonna go right to the bottom of the list because maybe some people have like posted some new questions that probably wouldn't have typically had a chance. So I'm gonna see if there's any good ones down here.
The whole time, man.
The most recent question, Kodiak asks, "How edgy is too edgy in a homebrew?" If you think it might be too edgy, it is.
Like, it's really hard to say, obviously, because that's up to very subjective. But if you can play 3 Days Grace as a theme song for your homebrew, then it's probably too edgy.
Yeah.
Quick BRB, I'm gonna need to fetch a charger for my phone.
If you can do a sick as fuck
fine.
Linkin Park Dragon Ball Z style edit with your chapter in mind, yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, did you know that they made the Night Lords logo after Avenged Sevenfold the band? Let's see, what else? Do you think that the hobby of Warhammer has taught you any skills or knowledge that you use in your everyday life? From Gaskmask 004. It's made me infinitely better at researching and making notes on things. It's made me infinitely better at being, having really good dexterity with my fingers and hands. I'd say that's a bit open-ended, but I'd say generally that's true.
I think I've gotten much better at speaking, just in long-form presentation style things. Yeah. I literally had one of my lecturers mention to me that I was doing way better in like speaking. So I think this has been really great.
That's fair.
I'm back. What was the question?
I think.
Sorry.
I think it's probably made me a better judge of like literature, so I can look at writing and stuff. And I can be like, oh, like I used to be a bit like, oh, it's whatever. Now I'm like, I can tell if it's a bit shit or not, if it's really good, and then be like, okay, I didn't used to have this. I didn't used to be so critical. But I guess that might be a byproduct of talking to Tom so long.
You never know. Gasmask 004 Moots asks, do you think that the hobby of Warhammer has taught you any skills or knowledge that you use in everyday life?
This Warhammer in of itself. It has taught me that I am not a weirdo. There are plenty of people just like me out there in the world, and that is that feels good. It's you're if you ever feel weird for liking something, if you ever feel like shit, like am I this weird kid? No, you're not. You just there's so many people out there who like the same thing as you.
I found a great question. This guy in the Discord he's lost his marbles. He asks, would you rather get $1 million or get cancer? Thank you, Corky.
I didn't want to say it.
Well, I already got the cancer. Can I get $1 million? Fuck's sake.
We got one that's clearly here for you, Zarek. Do you think Trazyn and Orican will ever get back together, or will Trazyn move on and marry Karl?
So what's going to happen is they're basically going to have like an on-again, off-again relationship. Then one of them's going to go away for a few years, and then then I think Orican is actually going to get hooked to imitate the Stormlord, and then Trazyn's going to be really sad about that and go to Karl as a rebound. And please stop me.
Fair enough. The Nord asks, "Are any of you even real?" No.
They're all a figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
All of the questions, not all of them, but a lot of the questions now seem like alternative versions of ones we've already asked. So let me pick one. Let me pick one more to close it on. Let's see if I can find a good one. Let's see if I can find one from a patron in the absence of the patron questions section this time.
I see Mish asked me pretty much the same questions before. So just to repeat it, it was comics. Comics is really what got me into doodling in the first place.
Tom.
I have to answer this one. The Unfestive Artist asks, favorite Arcane episode?
Not seen season 2 yet.
Without spoiling it for Zarek, because Zarek is still behind for some reason. It's a tough one. There's a couple scenes I can talk about the first season without spoiling it for you guys, though, can't I? So the final episode of the first season with the musical number from Sting at the very end, the closing was huge for me. The closing was huge for me. But in the second series, probably the last episode. Probably the last episode. The last episode was a visual masterpiece, and I really enjoyed it for the visual spectacle. And it's funny. I gotta say this now because I got no other way of voicing it. Arcane season 1 had like one or two best songs, but I think season 2 generally had a better soundtrack overall. But I think season 1 had the best like one or two songs in and of itself. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion or not, but I've had that opinion for weeks now, and I've not had a good platform to voice it.
Tom, we got more demand for the bean recipe
because I think I genuinely like. It was a while ago since I saw season 1 of Arcane, but very recently that I saw season 2. And my general opinion, I can't really specify a single episode, but my general opinion is that season 1 is better. So probably an episode from there.
Guys, sorry, I don't mean to rush this, but can we wrap it up? My takeout just got here. My girlfriend just messaged.
Go get your food.
She's literally saying, "Oh my god, it smells so good."
We'll finish without you. Go away. Okay. We'll finish without you.
Bye, everyone. Technophile's leaving. Love you all. Bye.
Let's see if we can get one more. One more we can
game.
Bounce.
We can't end on lost.
One more.
The people want the beans.
I'm not giving them the beans recipe. It's basically just glorified cowboy.
Multiple times you were going to give us the beans recipe.
Beanie weenies,
I'll make a whole fucking video on the channel. I'll make a whole video on the channel. I'll make a cooking video for the channel where I'll make the beans. Does that make you happy? You happy now? Okay, you get beans. You get beans recipe.
Yeah.
We don't want him totally not Fulgrim. And that's if you could be any of the Primarchs, which would you be?
If I could be any of the Primarchs,
yeah. No, we'll have to kill ourselves upon being made into one of them.
Gilliman, because I'm already depressed, so it ain't gonna change much.
Probably Gilliman, because I'm already depressed and it ain't gonna change much.
Angron, so I can speedrun dying from the fucking butcher's nails.
I was going to say, Angron sounds like a therapeutic experience right now. Yeah. You're not doing some good stress relief, you know?
I don't know.
Right. If that is it ladies and gentlemen, let's bring that to a close there. So,
should we try and end it on a bit of a more positive note?
no.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
No, end it
Happy
just like
holidays.
absolutely. Have a lovely. You've all had a lovely Christmas because this is going up on the 27th.
Oh, it
so I hope you
is.
all have had a lovely Christmas. Hope you all have a lovely New Year.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you for sticking with us this last year, this last 2 years.
2 years.
Putting up with Aaron. Oh God, putting up with Aaron.
Likewise, buddy. Like,
You know,
opinions mutual.
Just thank you all.
I still don't know
it's
how I got on
been-
this ship, but here I am.
It's how it goes.
It's been all.
That's how it goes.
It's been it's great. It's great. I'm just so fucking thankful for every single one who listens, every subscriber, every Patreon, every follower. Yeah, it's just wonderful. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, have a lovely New Year, everyone. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.